Hello, everyone. We're here. It's not Wednesday. It's Thursday, is it? Yeah, it is. It's Thursday. So, welcome as always to the episode 112, 112, and welcome, delboy. All
I feel 112.
yeah, you probably do. Yeah, don't we all?
I probably look 112. I don't know. But the one thing that's scary is, should we do it on a Thursday all the time because it's 1 minute past 8?
Oh,
That's probably scared the shit out of everybody because everybody thinks that they can come in at 20 past 8. We won't even have started.
yeah, we've come on a bit early, I think, for some people, probably.
Oh, it's like 30. I think we were 30 seconds late. I think.
Yeah, people would normally expect us, I think, really late, but we have been chatting anyhow. So
as well,
we have been chatting.
Wow, I will say this: after what everybody was doing yesterday, which I think was the majority. I hate to think what other chat things were like. It must have been people that don't like football, or they were watching the football and watching a chat thing, which I find really distracting, and I can't do it very well. Is what a shit show it is for TV tonight.
Yeah.
I was trying to find something for my mum, and it's like, I'm sorry, I'm not going to be around, Mum. I'm going to be doing something that I should have done yesterday. But what you got to watch tonight is Heartbeat and Vera. Great. What a shit show that is. I'd want to go to sleep now. You know what I mean? It's like, what a snore fest.
Is there any matches on
my
now?
mum's not going to be interested in watching Switzerland versus Bulgaria, I can tell you.
It's Switzerland. Oh, dear. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, my mum doesn't even like Toblerone. So, I mean, what's
yeah.
So that ain't going to be very good, is it? So, yeah.
Right. So, as I say, have you been able to watch anything? And anything through?
Some bits when I go to bed. There's one quality. Well, at least there's two quality films that were on telly. I've got really a lot to look forward to. In what's probably arrived, really.
Yeah.
In fact, I'll show you those first. Let me get my whatchamacallit off. There we go. My disaster of a room. So we'll get the crappiest one out of the way. And that is A Night of the Seven Kingdoms, which just goes with my Game of Thrones, because it really was pretty poor. It was a Game of Thrones spin-off that was 30 minutes long, that was only 6 episodes in its length, making it really, if you put them all together, 2 episodes of Game of Thrones. Do you know what I mean? When you look at it from back in the day. But I think everything is gearing up for House of the Dragon, which starts this month, which is the real follow-up to Game of Thrones. It's the one with Matt Smith in. So that's the 3rd season, and it starts at the end of June, I believe, or the start of July. So that's obviously going to be a big one. This one is semi, in the, I'm quite looking forward to it. And that's Sky Captain and the World of Tomorrow.
Oh, yeah.
Which is weird because it did that same thing. It's sort of black and white, isn't it? But it's sort of like computer generated sort of thing in the background type thing. It's really weird how they did it. It was they made a big thing about how it was shot when it first came out. But anyway, that'll be quite interesting to go back over. But the one I'm excited about is watching The Patriot.
Yeah, I watched that a few months ago.
Yeah, so I'm quite looking forward to opening that up and watching that, because that's more my thing.
Yeah.
I know what I mean?
It has had a lot of criticism because it's not historically accurate, but it doesn't matter. It's a damn good film.
So I'll show that, and people can look at the back look. And all of that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
It looks very, believe it or not, patriotic.
Yeah.
The patriot, you know what I mean? That's about as good as the jokes will get tonight.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
So as you know, I usually watch telly to go to bed, really to go to sleep. You know, so it's been a wall to wall sort of like Sylvester Stallone fest, I should think, on ITV for God knows how many months. How many times have I gone and said, yeah, Rocky was on again? Jesus Christ, how many times they're showing that? So I watched Judge Dredd and Daylight. Both of those are Stallone films.
Yeah.
Judge Dredd is looked upon a lot better now than it was back in the day. I remember reading the comics and really liking the comics when Judge Death was around, because Judge Death was like Judge Dredd, but as a skeleton type thing. You know, I mean, he looked bloody, you know, like a zombie type thing coming at you. So I really sort of like was looking forward to Judge Dredd, and when it came, and when I heard it was going to be Sylvester Stallone, and that, I was going, oh, this is going to be a shit fest. And when I saw it, I really liked the music in it. I know I go on about soundtracks, but I really did like the music in it. And I bought the album actually instantly. I thought it was pretty good. And it was all, you know, Judge Dredd is well known for not taking his bloody helmet off. And now, and all the way through the film, you just saw it was Sylvester Stallone. In fact, he had the helmet on less than the night than you do going out on a ride on a motorbike for 5 minutes. You know what I mean? It was like
he wasn't the Mandalorian bloke, was he?
it was bloody awful, to be quite honest. But this is the thing about history and how we look at things, because I watched it last night and I was getting some enjoyment out of it. I was going, oh yeah, I remember some of the in-jokes on this, you know, about the bike not working and the fact that there's a big story in this in regards to how judges can sort of like pass over and relinquish a death sentence on a former colleague by taking the long walk and retiring early, which is really quite a big thing. And then out in the wildlands, there's because they're scrambling for food and water all the time, they're cannibals, which is a fantastic thing, you know, to have in a movie. And then there was the escaping from the prison, which you can only do through vents that have flames that come out every 20 or so seconds and all of that sort of stuff. But if you really want to see a Judge Dredd film, you've got to see the Carl Urban one, the one that they've brought out, and I've seen in 3D at the cinema, and it's much more the Judge Dredd that should be watched. But it's fun just to look at a really disastrous film and see actually it wasn't really all that bad. You know what I mean? Because that puts you in a confidence situation in regards to, when everybody panned this film, I think I'll watch it.
Yeah. You
know what I mean? And that can only be a good thing.
Yeah.
What else did I watch? I watched another panned film at the time, and probably rightly so, but it's enjoyable, and that's The Wall, which is about that gunpowder and Chinese wall and these sort of like green creatures that are attacking the Chinese Great Wall, and you know, it's atrocious, really. But you know, the special effects are all right. You know, there's big battle scenes. But the thing about it is, this is what really, really annoys me about it. So you got this Great Wall of China. It's got how many weapons? And they're all that side, you know, that sort of like wire work type stuff, you know, where plinths are coming out of the wall and they dive down with spears and they got bungee jump type things. And later on, they're flying in airships using heat and everything to get across to, you know, obviously to the center of China, where in 3 days' time, this whole horde is going to get past the wall and try and attack the thing. And you got this, it really is sort of like Starship Troopers in the fact that it's got a queen, and the queen is always protected, and if you kill the queen, then they all die. And I've never understood that, right? Because that's exactly sort of, you know, spoilers here, right? You kill this queen, and no word of a lie, they all drop dead. Why?
Why? Yeah.
Is this queen controlling its heart or something for every single one of these thousands of millions of creatures that are like killing them? You know, they're ferocious. I mean, they got big jaws, they're bloody got claws, and they're like raptors, right? And the queen, as soon as it dies, the lot die. And you go, I'd understand that in a game, but I just don't understand that in a hive community. Why would it's like saying that there's a Borg queen, you kill the Borg queen, that's it, all the Borg dead. And I'm going, no, they wouldn't know how to communicate. They'd be disorientated, wouldn't know where to go. They wouldn't all drop down dead. That's it.
No.
Imagine that if you got a wasp nest, say, oh, just find the queen. Look, kill that. Right. There you are. Every single one of your wasps are dead.
Yeah.
Right. No, doesn't happen in the real world. You know what I mean? So it is atrocious. See what I mean from that? You can tear it to bits in 15 seconds.
Yeah.
Really, but it was a spectacular, and I watched it, and it was fun and all of that sort of stuff. Then I watched because it was on telly, The Incredible Shrinking Man, which I always have a great time watching that film every time because it starts off so boring.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Yeah. Him with his wife, they're on a boat trip. He's saying sweet nothings to her. She's making a joke about all this sort of stuff. They're having pina coladas and all that sort of stuff. A big smog comes along, and all of a sudden he's starting to shrink. Then it starts getting interesting because they fix him, and then he starts to shrink again. And then he can't stop shrinking, and then it starts getting good because everything is a problem. You know, food is a problem, water's a problem, spiders become a problem, you know, getting cheese off of a mouse trap, all of that sort of stuff. And of course, it's written by Matheson, which, if anybody knows, is one of my favorites because he wrote Twilight Zone episodes. Yeah. And of course, he wrote Star Trek episodes, as you know, Ian. You know, Star Trek being one of our favorite shows.
Of course.
He did some great, he wrote, you know, Star Trek episodes, which are well received even today. So you've got a class writer. So The Incredible Shrinking Man, I always have a great respect and I find great fun. And then the other one is just probably the class film of the lot, which is Thelma and Louise, which again I have great fun watching. Starts off two women just going off, you know, on a jaunt because they've, you know, one hasn't got a bloke and the other one's pissed off with their bloke or whatever it is, right? There's a horrible thing with rape, which is done really quite well. All you see of the rape, just in case anybody is worried about that word rape as well, because I know it's not a word that a lot of people like to hear on a broadcast, is you see the sides of her pants, of her knickers come down, and then you see the uncomfortableness of why it's such a bad thing, you know. So it's quite tastefully done. But then it turns into a power game, really. It's like, you know, we want to get our power back. We're on the run. We didn't mean to do what we needed to do, but now we don't trust anybody. And so we're on the road just wanting to get away and live a life knowing full well that, you know, killing someone is wrong regardless of what was done. You know what I mean? So you have to, I don't think many people look at Thelma and Louise like that, you know, because they look at it as, you know, the horrible scene. But at the end of the day, they recognize that killing is wrong. They use threats, but they know that killing is wrong. And all they want to do is get away, and they'll never hold a gun again in their lives, is what they're thinking. You know what I mean? But of course, time and land mass goes against them. And we all know the end of Thelma and Louise. And of course, I always used to love watching Thelma and Louise for two reasons. The visuals, number one, the visuals. And the other one is the soundtrack, really, because it's sort of like a cross-country listening to country-type music, but, you know, all that sort of stuff. But it's very much a cat and mouse game with fantastic vistas. You know, I mean, how Ridley Scott can make just a wheat field look bloody good is just paramount to how much of a pure artist he is as a director, because obviously he's used cinematographers and he uses the best cinematographers, but he used to do drawing boards. He used to draw a board. He's the old school way of doing a drawing board of his visuals, because he did art. He obviously did advertisement. So he's already got the eye. What Hitchcock has got famous pictures of him looking through a lens, one of those little just like eyepieces that you put on the end of a telescope or something, right? He's got that eye of how he wants it to be. Do you know what I mean? So all I'm saying is that it's a fantastic visual looking film, and I quite like the soundtrack of it, even though country is not really my thing. It's got more than just country in it, obviously, but it just matches the visuals. And so what's that? 1, 2, 3, 4. That's 5 films, and the football game 6. So there's only one day out of 7 that I haven't watched them. I don't think that's too bad. And of course, I finished watching Spider Noir. And before anybody asks, yes, I've seen the Spider-Man full trailer and know it's coming out at the end of this month. And yes, I do. I have been asked my opinion of it already. But fire away if you want. But that came out yesterday, the full trailer. And of course, everybody on the internet is talking about the 3 big films that are coming out in June. And that is Supergirl, Spider-Man, and The Odyssey. And they're all saying, and we know which one's going to flop. And that must mean DC must be just going, what's the bloody point in releasing it?
Yeah.
Because if everybody thinks that already, you're dead in the water. When you consider that the last Spider-Man film made 1.8 billion.
Yeah. And Odyssey's been getting
and everybody is talking about this trailer.
Yeah.
They're even saying it might actually beat The Odyssey.
Yeah. The Odyssey, I'm still open to it. I don't.
I'm up to that film.
Have been, I want to see it myself. I really want to see it. So, make my own opinion.
I think The Odyssey is going to be a good film. It's just that it's amazing that 3 films come out, 3 high-profile films come out, and already they're hitting that death knell bell. Which one's going to flop? Why not? Hey, it's going to be a great month and we've got 3 great films. No, which one's going to die? Which one might hold itself above water?
And they're all using that word. And I don't even want to repeat the word that begins with W. It just gets on your nerves. Everything, it's going to be like this. We don't know. We don't know. We don't know what it's going to be like. But there it is,
Yeah. So there you go. Like I said, Judge Dredd, leave your brain, watch it. Same for The Wall. Daylight a little bit better, over Judge Dredd. Incredible Shrinking Man, enjoyable. Thelma and Louise, wow. Got to watch it. Visuals, sound, everything. And of course, the subtle story of Thelma and Louise, to be quite honest, because you miss so much if you don't get the meaning of what the film is all about for a first thing. But there's other little subtle things that are in there. I think that's going to be, not going over Spider-Man again, but that's going to be the thing that's a lot of people are going to miss subtleties on, because I don't think anybody really, other than people that have been around Spider-Man as long as I have, which is 1972, is going to understand some of the subtleties of the story. They're going to look at it as being, it's a mutation story or whatever it is. There's a lot going on in this film. You got to talk about loss. You got to look at loneliness. You got to look at change. There's so many themes that's going to be going on in that film. You're going to miss it. You're going to miss it.
Yeah.
And that's why I think everybody's turning around and going, this is not a one-trick pony, folks. This has got a lot of complexity, right? And then Supergirl, what's that got? Seriously. But I think that the biggest problem Supergirl had was the way that they promoted it right at the beginning, with a dog pissing all over a paper that had Superman on the front. I mean, what the?
Yeah.
How is that going to sort of like go? Yeah, got to watch a DC film. Yeah, right. You got a dog pissing over its own bloody character.
And that's all saying, don't watch the film. That's almost saying the film's really bad.
You know, and you see a girl.
But it might not be. I know it's ridiculous.
Looks like she's had 2 Prosecco's too many. You know, and
yeah.
And although it might have been a specially shot trailer, because it was a sneak peek trailer that has absolutely no shots actually in the film even, right? You've basically destroyed your own film before it even came out, because people look at these things and go, if that's what that's about, I ain't interested. And of course you're firing against something that flopped the first time round. So I liked Supergirl from the 80s.
Yeah, I did. Yeah. I went to see it.
I'll tell you what, it's got one of the most underrated Jerry Goldsmith scores going. I've got the 2-disc version of that score. Got the 2-disc version, the extended one. It's absolutely fantastic score. And it's even got a homage to Superman score, and that's where Jerry Goldsmith is actually a friend to John Williams, or he was. They actually worked in the same floor in the same building together. That's why John Williams scored a Jerry Goldsmith tribute concert, you know, when he died. Yeah. Because he was a friend. You know, a lot of people think that there's competition and all of that sort of stuff, but no, they were friends. So anyway, I've talked for 20 minutes.
That's all right.
So we now turn over to by the way, guys, if you want to go away, make yourself a cup of tea. Come back at 9 o'clock. I think you'll find Ian will just about have finished Tony York's Corner, based on how much he bloody well watches every week, which makes me look sick and stupid. So here we go. My best friend is now, it's over to him to talk about his mammoth amount of films that he's watching.
Well, actually, it's not that mammoth, but it will increase by Saturday. You'll probably, when I do my video, but at the moment, I have only got 4 films here. Wow, only 4. So
is any one of them from Tony York?
No. Nope.
That's 3 weeks in a row. No Tony York Corner.
No.
Are you going for a whole of June drought?
One of them, he did send me on a DVD copy. So there we are. I'll point that out. One of them definitely he did send me on a DVD copy. So there you are. So Tony gets a mention. So right, the first one, I know you'll like this one.
Will I?
But yeah, I know straight away you'll like this film. It is this one, Winchester 73, 1950, and for me, it's I've only got 3 criterions now with this one, and you know, you always think, oh, they always look good, the criterions.
Yeah, you bought that in your birthday collection, didn't you?
That's right. Yeah, and I've just got round to watching it. The extras are fun. This is what Criteria is all about, the extras, isn't it? I mean, it's just fantastic, the extras. But this film, anyhow, it's from 1950 as well, 1950. And it's directed by Anthony Mann. Now, I'm trying to think of, there's quite a few, but the films that he perhaps stands out with, The Naked Spur, 1953, The Glenn Miller Story, which of course he was in, that's 1954. And
too much going to the pawn shop in Glenn Miller, but it's a great film. Because he's always pawning in his bloody music, his own musical instrument, and bloody set up his band in that film.
The Tin Star's a good film, 1957. El Cid, 1961,
which is fantastic.
El
Cid is fantastic.
Yeah, so you can see he's a good director, this bloke. And another film that I haven't seen and I have got on DVD and I must get round to, which is The Fall of the Roman Empire from 1964. He directed that one, and that comes up quite a bit. I've never seen it, and I know
I don't think
it
I've
is one
seen
that
that,
Tony sent me. It's in the DVD collection. He also directed Horrors of Telemark, which is a good film. That's 1965. And his last film is interesting because he died making it. It's called A Dandy in Aspic, 1968. And he died while they were making the film. So Lawrence Harvey, who was in the film, completed the direction of the film. Yeah.
Do we know how far away he was from completing the film before somebody else?
I don't know anymore. I'd like to actually. I bet if there's any extras, I think it's an indicator title. It's one I have. Might get round to getting that one. I think it's an indicator. I might find out a bit more about it. But yeah, he completed direction. So we got James Stewart, and I mean, it's pick your quality film of James Stewart. There's so many good films. Some's less.
You know what? You've watched so many Stewart films now. I'm surprised you're saying, yeah, my mate Jim, right? He was in this film, right? You know, Jimmy, right? You know, I mean, you know, you called him actually James Stewart. I mean, you know him so well. I'm pretty sure you know.
Go on, Jimmy James. But I don't know if you. The quality of his work is stands up really well. It really
well, you know, I've got a soft spot. I've got a soft spot for him.
I mean, what do you say? I mean, he's in one of the most popular Christmas films, isn't he? Ever, always at Christmas time. It's a Wonderful Life.
Yeah.
He's always comes out with that. I mean, just and
you got Harvey. You got Harvey.
Yeah, I mean,
Mr. Smith Goes to Washington.
Yeah, and the Western, of course, The Man Who Shot Liberty Valance.
Liberty Valance, yeah.
62.
Which I missed. Do you know what? I missed out on that coming out on 4K. I think it was going to be a steelbook and didn't come out as a steelbook, or it did come out with a steelbook, but you had to get it from America or something stupid.
Yeah,
and it was at that time where I was only getting steelbook. Again, that stupid thing that I did where I wasn't buying anything unless it was a steelbook, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, I missed out on that.
Yeah.
So I've only still got my DVD copy of that.
Well, it's a excellent film, man.
I've seen it plenty of times in 4K on TV. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But I haven't got it in my collection, and it should be because it's an absolutely fantastic film. I like the fact that they show it from different angles. You know, like how the guy was killed. You know, like it was you know where it was John Wayne that actually shot him from the other side of the street or something.
It's
and
quality film. Yeah.
You know, it's a good film.
Yeah.
But it's not all about that. It's all about politics a little bit in it, isn't it? I mean,
yeah.
And anyway,
also, I think the other actress in this to mention is Shelley Winters. This is quite an early role for Shelley Winters.
Yeah.
She's quite interesting in this. If you look as a career, when you look at the sort of things that she was involved in, she was in a James Mason film, Lolita, 1962. And she was in Alfie, Michael Caine one, 1966, and sort of westerns. Like I've reviewed this before. The Scalp Hunters. That's got Burt Lancaster, 1968, and then Poseidon Adventure. People might forget about, but Poseidon Adventure. There's such a big cast in that of all sorts.
Wow, it's one of those Irwin Allen disaster,
and they're all popping. A film that people might remember as a kids' film is Pete's Dragon, 1977. She's in that, and something that is quite interesting. Rock Hudson is in this. A young Rock Hudson playing young bull. So he's playing an Indian character.
Wow.
Or a Native American, as they would say nowadays. But yeah, he's in that. And also, this might interest you, Tony Curtis makes an appearance in this film. It's not long. It's pretty. The blink, you might miss him.
Yeah,
he has a few words. It's 3 words.
Is that very close to him just starting off in cinema, Tony Curtis? Because I can't remember. I can't quite remember what his earliest film was.
From what I gather, it must be one of the most. He may have been in something else before, but I think this is his first one that he sort of people noted him. And I think this is. A really good film. The idea behind it, you've got this competition for this Winchester rifle, and it's considered, the best rifle there is. And it starts off, we have a competition, and Jimmy Stewart, we'll call him Jimmy Stewart now, his character, he wins the competition. But then we see what happens when he loses the rifle. And the film shows the rifle in various hands. He, of course, goes off searching for the people who've nicked his rifle, but it gets in all sorts of people end up with this rifle, and he does get it. Yeah, it goes full circle. But it's a really clever idea. I like the idea of the stories of each individial that gets the rifle. It's just a clever idea, and it works well. It's a very good film. If anybody hasn't seen this as a Western with some originality, then I would recommend this. Totally recommend that. The next one it's a follow-up, but this is a totally different one. But it's got Jimmy Stewart in this one as well. But it's a different. It really is very different from that. This is The Rare Breed. Actually, if you notice, this is, I think, a German edition. There is no Blu-ray of this. Absolutely no Blu-ray of it at all.
Now you find it weird, and I'll explain this because it always makes me laugh, right? That you see the cover of the Winchester one, and it's in black and white, the cover. And he looks all gritty and all of this sort of stuff.
Yeah.
And they do a color version, right? This color poster for this type of film, and they don't look anything half as menacing as they do in black and white. And the other thing about it is they always wear shirts that look like my tea towels. I swear that when they all died, they took them off, they got all the material together, and they made shit ton of tea towels and put them out across the world, right? And that I'm actually drying my tea plates on Jimmy Stewart's shirt or something, right? Because that's where they all ended up.
Yeah. I bet if they did this nowadays, they'd do one of those like cartoon things that you see that has been done by AI, and they'd put it on, and it would look just the same. And yeah, this is a complete contrast because really, it's a light comedy. I think it's not an hilarious comedy, but it's got a lot of comedic moments in it, and I think, to be fair, the whole cast seems to be enjoying themselves. It's not going to be considered one of the great films of all time.
What year was this one?
This one is 1966, so we've moved into the 60s. The director is interesting. His name is Andrew V. McLaglen, and he directed McClintock, which is a Western. I think John Wayne, 1966.
Yeah, I've seen that.
And you've seen the next one, Shenandoah, 1965. The Devil's Brigade, that's a really good film, 1968. It's a great director. Bandolero, 1968. And then another John Wayne film, Hellfighters, 1968, where they're putting out fires in oil rigs and stuff like that.
I think I've seen that on TV.
Yeah. Another film you may have heard of, The Undefeated, 1969, and directed that. Chisholm, 1970, some great films.
Chisholm, yeah.
And then, complete contrast, everybody's heard this one, The Wild Geese. He directed The Wild Geese, 1978. North Sea Hijack, Roger Moore again, 1979. And The Sea Wolves, 1980, directed that. And then I think the last film he directed, so he directed quite a lot, was Eye of the Window, 1991. So that's quite a career. That's quite a career, that. And that's only a few. There's absolutely loads of them, stacks of them. So we got to say James Stewart. And then we've got Maureen O'Hara. She plays Marcia. Now, she goes back as well. She goes back to like 30s. Jamaican in 1939. Let's have a look. How Green Was My Valley. I've heard of that one. That's that 1941. Rio Grande. Yeah, I've heard that one. 1950. The Quiet Man. John Wayne. You see, 1952. Now a Graham Greene spy story. Our Man in Havana. 1959. So she's done quite a lot of different ones.
So this is what I like about this corner, right? Because to be quite honest, he's going to go through every bloody actor and actress and tell you everything about their filmography before you get to the fact that the film could be. You could explain the film. You could explain the film in 2 lines.
I just love knowing what people were in, and
it's sort of like a preempt for what's going to be happening on Saturday when you're going to get the whole.
And then, of course, I've got to mention one of the great Mills family. We've got Juliet Mills, John Mills's family. Yeah.
Wow.
And she plays Hillary. Now, she's not really got a big film career, but did you know she was in Carry On Jack, 1964. And then a film, I mention this virtually every week. And this is Oh, What a Lovely War, Dickie Attenborough direction, 1969. And then a film, I've not heard of these films at all.
I'm just waiting for Peter Cushing, Alan Delon. I'm just waiting for one of them. You've had David Attenborough so far. You've had Jimmy. I mean, basically, it ain't going to be long, is it? We've had James
David Attenborough,
right?
Attenborough.
It is not going to be long.
Wildlife. There's no wildlife in this. It's not a wildlife documentary. Rich, oh dear.
Get on with it.
Dear.
You know I've got to go. You know I've got to go and check on my mum, and you're only on the second film.
Anyhow, so we've got. This film, as I say, it's very light-hearted, and it's good.
I'm going to go and check on my mum now. Okay. Go on.
Okay.
By the time I come back, you'll still have that bloody book.
I'll be on probably another film. What it is, it's a very simple story. These English mother and daughter have come to America, and they've brought this Hereford bull with them, and it has a very strange name. I always wondered, but yeah, I don't know what it means. But they have this bull. It's got no horns, which Americans find very, very strange. A bull's got to have horns. It's got to be, very much full of male testosterone. You got to have the horns, but this one doesn't. And it's called Vindicator. I have no idea where they got that name from, but there we are. And what they hope to do is they'll get this, and they'll introduce these cattle, and Vindicator will be the one that is the bull that does all the business, mixing with theirs, and then they'll get the Hereford cattle without the horns. So that's the basis. But it's what happens, of course, is that these 2 women are going there. They're British women, and they're really funny. They're really funny how they're sort of looking at the Americans. They're no nonsense. They're really quite get out there and do it. And it brings all sorts of comedy sort of situations. And then, you get the usual sort of stuff. James Stewart's character, he's somebody who's just doing it for the money, if you want to say, and just something to do, really. And we get all that sort of stuff. But It's a very light-hearted film, but also it has a lot of feel good. Yeah, remember on about feel good films. This, in the end, I think has a real good feel good factor to it. Really, um, I really enjoyed it. Excellent. And so we've got, you've guessed it. There's always a Hammer film, but he's not in it. Peter Cushing, this one. Now, here it is. It's Hands of the Ripper. Now, this is on Network, of course. And I have to say, Network, they didn't have to do the job. I mean, the extras on this are just amazing. And you've also got, which I think is absolutely fantastic, you've got an episode of Thriller. Yeah, they've put one of the Thriller episodes on here, and it's really good. I absolutely love what Network used to do. So, I mean, this is really good value. The fact that you get this episode from Thriller are just absolutely great. So, this is directed by director we've come across before, Peter Sasti. He directed one of my favorite Dracula films. You know, this Taste the Blood of Dracula, 1970. Countess Dracula. Wow, that's a great film, 1971. The Doom Watch film, 1972, which is really good. And Nothing But the Night, 1973. And I Don't Want to Be Born. Oh dear, by heck, you stuck with that then. That's in 1975. And then there's a lot of TV series and TV films. So this stars Eric Porter, and of course the title does give you away that there's going to be it's Victorian England. So at least we're back to the Gothic era with Hammer here, which is good. Victorian, love it, Victorian England. Now Eric Porter, it's quite a good selection of films. This one again. Before the Roman Empire, 1964. Pumpkin Eaters, 1964. The Heroes of Telemark, 1965. Lost Continent, 1968. The Day of the Jackal, 1973. Callan film. Yeah, he was in the Callan films. Tony will like that one. That's 1974. And he was in the 39 Steps 1980 version with Robert Powell. He's in that one, and a lot of TV series and TV films. Now, the next one, the actress we've got is I can't pronounce the word, so please forgive me. Angharad Rees, who plays Anna. Now, her connection was she was in the Thriller episode, so that's why they put the Thriller one on here. She's mainly not many sort of feature films. In fact, there's only 3: Jane Eyre, 1970, To Catch a Spy, 1971, and Under Milkwood, 1972. I've never seen that. It's a Dylan Thomas thing, I think. And she's in a lot of TV series and TV films. But now, I never watched this, but I remember it being on the telly in the 70s. She was in the original, because they've remade it, Poldark, 1975 to 1977. So that wasn't that long. It was only a couple of years. She played somebody called Demelza. Yeah, Demelza. So there you are. That was that was a massive series. Big hit for BBC. They did really well. And then you've got Jane Merrow, who plays Laura. She plays this blind girl in this one. She was in Catacombs, 1965. Night of the Big Heat, which is very good, 1967. And The Lion in Winter, 1968. And then TV series and TV films. So a big hint with this is that it's connected with Jack the Ripper. And of course, how it starts is we see the daughter of Jack the Ripper in sort of a crib or whatever you want to say, playpen, or she's there watching while Jack the Ripper, murders her mother. and we see that at the beginning. So this is going to cause a few problems, as you might expect, to her. It does. Obviously, it affects her whole life, and clearly she's going to be a troubled person. But something happens when she sees like this shiny sort of light. It triggers something in her, and it's like she suddenly becomes possessed. And this, of course, becomes a real problem because when she's triggered, like with jewelry, she'll look and suddenly like this, and then she goes around murdering people. So she becomes a killer, and then when it's all done, and she's no idea, absolutely no memory of or any of this has happened. These murders have taken place, and this psychiatrist, it's the early years, and it doesn't seem a very wise thing to do, but there he is. He brings into his home. And his son is not very pleased either, because his son is going out with the blind girl. And it's not going to stop, is it? And of course, we get into the situation where she's triggered, and it carries on like that, and there's an inevitable end. And actually, the ending is really well filmed. On these like staircases and looking down. I think it's supposed to be in St. Paul's Cathedral, and I look down, and it's incredible when you see what happens. You know what's going to happen; it's inevitable, but it's really well filmed. I really enjoyed that. It's a scene that always sticks out in my mind. But this is just another good Hammer film. You wouldn't put it perhaps in their first division ones, but I think it's quality. It's very entertaining. It's well filmed, and I really enjoyed it as usual. And another network release. There it is. So this will probably get an updated release.
Hang on. Don't say that word 5 times. You know what's going to happen.
Okay. Sounds like Candyman. Yeah.
He's actually been in, but I think he's gone again. But you say that 4 more times, he'll be back.
Candyman. That's where you got that from. Anyhow, this last one. This is
bloody hell! I was gone.
Yeah,
right. And you haven't even got to the full film yet.
Yeah, this is the last one. This is the Tony York connection film, right? Okay, you said there was a Tony York thing, and this, and of course, it's got somebody that I think is brilliant. It is, of course, Guns at Battersea. From 1964. Yes. And I must admit that I really like this film a lot. And it's directed by John Gunnelerimin. That's a bad pronunciation, but there it is. And he made some absolutely wonderful films, honestly. I Was Monty's Double, which is a brilliant wartime film, 1958, that comes up. The Day They Robbed the Bank of England, 1960, another great film. And then, of course, the film that tops it all, or does it, there's even more, The Blue Max. The Blue Max, 1966, he directed that. He directed Shaft in Africa, 1973. But then, the other, it's one big film as well, The Towering Inferno, 1974, directed that. King Kong, the 76 version, and then Death on the Nile, Peter Ustinov ones, 1978. Sheena, you may have come across that one before, 1986, and then King Kong Lives, 1986. So this director's got a lot of really good films, brilliant. And of course, this stars Richard Attenborough, and he actually won a BAFTA for his performance in this. Again, showing, and it's true, his performance is brilliant. What a great actor he really was. Not only such a brilliant director, but as an actor, was there. You know, he's up there with James Mason. Brilliant, absolutely brilliant. Um, and we've also got Jack Hawkins, another one that just stands out. He did all these films. Jack Hawkins, absolutely wonderful. I won't Liz go through all the films of Jack Hawkins because there's so many, but you know, he's even in Ben Hur. He's even in Ben Hur. Is Jack Hawkins, which I have to mention. And then we've got an actress who goes back quite a way. Was Flora Robson. She goes back in this is 1934 with a film called The Rise of Catherine the Great, which is 1934. But then the film I know that I often see showing is Frida, 1947. That one is showed, another one. And 55 Days at Peking, 1963, which is a film that always used to be on the TV at one time. I remember seeing it a lot on the TV, that one. And then she was in Eye of the Devil, which I've covered before, 1967. Fragment of Fear, brilliant, 1970. And then the one, I don't like it that much, but it's a very disappointing film. She was in The Beast in the Cellar, 1971. And Clash of the Titans, 1981. A lot of actors and actresses appeared in that. And then we have an appearance by a face that I just know.
Yeah, Laurence Olivier.
Percy Herbert. Tony York will talk about Percy Herbert as well. And then I've got to mention Mia Farrow. This is probably her first credited film role, I think it is. And Mia Farrow, so many great films. I just point out Rosemary's Baby, 68, and See No Evil, 1971. There's loads more, but I'll just mention them because I'm trying to hurry up. So this, I think, you know, is brilliantly filmed because it's supposed to be in Africa. And of course, it was filmed at Pinewood Studios and some of it on Salisbury Plain. And wow, what a job! What a job they do! Absolutely fantastic. It's as I say, it's set in East Africa in the sort of the last days of the colonial military outpost. They're going to hand over to the new government. They've been given their freedom, but a complication arises that while this is going on, there's some more rebels, and they overthrow what the government that we've put in there, and it has implications for this outpost because these troops end up being besieged because they're told that they've got to surrender all their arms and they've got to surrender everything. And of course, they're saying they're not going to do that. We get consequences of all that happening. I won't go too much more into it, but it's another good story. And in a way, it's quite a look at colonialism and the effects on our country that it had when we had to relinquish the empire and what happened and how people felt about it. And Attenborough's character, this Sergeant Major, he's very old school. He plays it brilliantly. He's fantastic in the role. And he's giving that sort of view about, you know, the empire, what he would see as the positive things that the empire had done. And that really he doesn't agree with it all, really. But he's going through orders. He's a military man. Will go through it and do what he has to do. And it's a very good film. And Attenborough, if you want to see Attenborough again in just such another brilliant role, is this. And quite rightly, he won the BAFTA for it because he's excellent. And I appreciate him, you know, when I watch this even more, what a great actor he was. Anyhow, there we are. There's my list of 4 films. There'll be more by Saturday.
35 minutes talking about 4 films.
Well, it's carried on.
I watched 5 films, 20 minutes.
Yeah, well, you didn't go into it. I didn't know much about all people that were in your films.
Not one, not every film was from the 50s and 60s.
Yeah.
There wasn't one film modern, as you call it.
Yeah, the modern era, of course, I call it,
and probably films that you mentioned in my top films from 1958, not top films from 1960. They probably all mentioned in there, and you still got every actor in it. Mason was mentioned, and Jesus Christ, man.
James, I have to bring James Mason into it, even if he's not in the film.
I'm just going, what? Shall I go off for another 20 minutes? You can probably bring in one other film. And then the funny thing is, you're probably going to show 10 films that you watched this week in your what I've watched episode 970.
Oh yeah,
right?
I've got some more.
And it'll be 20 minutes long. And I'm going, what?
Oh yeah, my videos are getting longer out there on the what I've watched ones.
I just in awe. I'm just going 4 films, 40 minutes, 10 minutes of film.
Well, I got involved.
What?
I mean, there's a lot to talk about, really. There's a lot to talk about.
Well, there is the way you do it. Yeah.
Yeah, well, there is. Yeah.
Yeah. And then I mean, the cat in this film was called Percy, and Percy was in this film. And the cat died in 1973 in the arms of its owner. And
Tony knows Percy Herbert, so you know, he knows him. So I'm catering as well.
You'll be talking about the starring role of the spider was called Boris next, and that spider was seen in quite a few films because it had a home on the set of Pinewood or something.
And what about the fact that it's Mia Farrow's first film? Isn't that exciting? I think, well, that's fascinating.
I'm just going around saying, poor sods in here have been talking about every film under the sun while you've been going on about 4.
Well, I like to talk about, it's just what I'm interested in. and that's why I probably end up without anybody watching.
A couple of months back, people were saying, Can't Del shut up and give 5 seconds for Ian to bloody start talking? That's the reason why. If I give him 2 minutes to talk, he turns it into 40. That's the bloody reason. I can't get him to shut up and stop.
But I have to, you see. I can't help it. But I bet I could get you talking about some things, I know you do. You could get.
All I know is next week I'm gonna bring a tub of popcorn and just listen to you talk.
I mean, if you talk about the I don't know, computer games that you played when you were a kid.
They don't go on for 40 minutes, I'll tell you that.
Going on, and then
you find one video of mine where I talk about a game for 40 minutes.
You'd be going, look, I like the VIC 20 or whatever it's called. I hear that word, VIC 20.
A 3-minute conversation about the VIC 20, not 40 minutes. Talking about who designed the cover.
I've seen your blog. I watch your blog, and somebody will start saying, the VIC 20. And then we get all this stuff about the VIC 20, and then I was really this and that. It was a major part of your experience, and I know nothing about these things, but I know that it was a major part, and it pops up quite often every week.
My computer past does take up quite a bit.
It does, so there you are. Yeah, and you can talk and talk. I've seen you. But
it ain't 10 minutes talking about the cover design. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah, and you could talk about games as well. I remember when I got this game and got that game, and it's all there. We can all talk if we need.
Get on with it.
Right,
down the bottom there, where it says "Ask us anything."
Yeah, you can ask us anything.
Right, it's got to turn around and have a brackets after that saying "Except anything about Alan Delon, Peter Cushing, James Mason."
And you're playing Mr. Grumpy today. Mr. Grump wants people to talk about, I don't know how grumpy he is. Grumpy. Right. Okay.
I'm only ranting. Go on.
Yeah, we'll get these going. So we've got David Marshall. Hello, David. And he says, evening,
He's
everyone.
probably gone to sleep. Go on.
Si, good old Si. Evening, gang.
Evening.
Hello,
Si, he's probably gone to the picture, seen a film, and come back.
And then Slipknot says, hey, dudes. And probably David Marshall. Yeah, they're all putting the thumbs up there. And then there's Slipknot, yo, Si says. And then Tony says, evening, Ian, Dell, David, Si, and Slip. There you are. Nice. Welcome, Tony. You know, you've heard him, haven't you? You've heard what he's going on about. And then Si says, Mr. York. There you are, Mr. York. And then Tony York says, hi, Tony. Slipknot says that. And then Jim Jam. Good evening, gents. Hello,
he's been and gone.
Now, but good evening. Good evening, Jim Jam. Welcome. And then David says, looking forward to my original I Spit on Your Grave on Blu-ray. Just ordered it. It comes tomorrow. Yeah, the original. You can't beat the original.
I remember seeing that on VHS, believe it or not.
Yeah, it got a reputation, didn't it?
Yeah.
As a video nasty. When I watched it, I can see why it did, but you kind of I mean, there's one particular scene I think that will stand out, but it wasn't as nasty. I think the newer remake is actually more graphic.
Yeah, I'm just wondering if the one he's ordered is the one with the slip cover.
Yeah.
I think I bought it on Blu-ray once and it had a slip cover. I think it was white.
You know, it's a film I think that's got a better reputation over the years. When it came, there's so much fuss around it that it kind of got blacklisted, held up as a terrible film. But I think now, I don't think it's like that at all. No, definitely.
I think it's more rounded and respected now than it was.
It is definitely. And I say you compare it with the remake, and it's very different. Yeah, very different. And then we've got Si saying Carl Urban played Dredd really well.
Yeah. It's the one that you should watch, really, is the Carl Urban one.
Yeah.
Because that didn't do well.
But
is respected, if you see what I mean. Hey, hang on a minute with this Tony York's bit, right? What's this Doctor Who bloody thing? Look, oh, you bastard!
Oh yeah,
right. Put your other old shit in that. Not in there. Not Doctor Who. You little shit. You don't even hardly watch Doctor Who.
No, he's a big. He likes classic Doctor Who. Quite right. Yeah, the earlier stuff. 60s.
Yeah, but he doesn't go on it like us do.
Oh, no, well, that's the Invasion, I think. Is that the Invasion? Yeah.
Yes, the Invasion.
Yeah, Patrick Troughton. There you are.
He's only trying to get brownie points so he gets Tony York cornerback. That's what it is. It's pandering. It's what they call pandering.
We're on about pandas now. You know, you got your Attenboroughs wrong. We've not gone back to David Attenborough.
Yeah, I know. Well, that was a slip. It was a slip of the tongue because I was waiting for me to bloody speak because I was shutting up for about 40 minutes while you nattered on.
You need to.
You were nattering on about whether this case was white and it's a Blu-ray or something and all this. And I was going, oh, I gotta get something in, so I spurted out a word, bloody wrong. Oh dear.
Yeah. And then we've got. Jim Jam saying, "Oh, you are all well." Yeah, we seem to be. Yes, Tony. And then Si says, "Hi, Jim Jam." And then Jim Jam says, "Hi, Si." And then Slipknot says, this is him. Sky Captain has a similar look to Sim City, both utilizing digital backlots
That's what
and
I
the
was trying to
green
get
screen.
at. I couldn't think of the film, but it's Sin City, because Sin City's got 2 films, and I just couldn't remember what the name of the thing. But it was it. But when that film came out, it was the first use of that slit screen, black and white, computer generated, all green screen, blah 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 blah. And I remember them all going on about how big that was going to be, a process that was going to be mirrored in a multitude of films, and Sin City was the only one I think that took it up.
Yeah. And then Slipknot says, "I Jim," and then Tony says, "Seen The Wall." This is the one used it a couple of times on TV. Enjoyable. Leave your brain at the door stuff, in my opinion.
Exactly. It's what it is.
Yeah.
You just basically go, what a nonsense thing this is. And you just go, I'll eat my popcorn. And you just go away at the end going, that was all right, really.
Yeah.
But if you think about it, it's like, so all you had to do then to make this film 2 minutes long was kill this queen. Right.
Yeah. Which, yeah, it's ridiculous.
You know what I
mean? Silly, but yeah. And then Slipknot says, Judge Death and Scarecrow are the main villains of the Batman versus Judge Dredd comic. The artwork is incredible. Would be great to see Judge Death in live action.
It would.
Yeah.
And I remember reading that comic, even though I'm a Marvel fan. It was, but I read it as a sort of like a graphic novel, Elseworld type thing. It was really quite good. It looked really nice, glossy. But Judge Dredd to me, and you know, was always the recyclable paper weekly thing that I used to watch as a kid. You know, which I used to pick up too. You know, the British weekly comics that we got as kids, you know, on that horrible wipe your ass on this paper, you know what I mean? Well, it is, isn't it? That paper.
Yeah,
I mean, it was worse than the newspaper. Paper.
Right. Yeah.
It was in fact probably recycled the Sun newspaper paper, pulped and then made into a comic. That's what it was.
Yeah. And then David says, does anyone like giallos? I've been watching a few lately. Yeah, I've liked what I've seen. I haven't watched enough of them, but I know Tony does. Tony loves giallos. But what I've seen, I've enjoyed. I've always enjoyed them. And then Tony says, love them, David. Recently been going through ones I've had sitting around for ages and not watched. Favorite of recent watchers? Oh, Torso with Susie Kendall. Yeah, I've got that one. I've got a Blu-ray of that. Excellent. Torso is.
Oh, so he won't be sending you his upgraded copy then, and sending you the DVD version of that to you then.
Yeah, I've got it.
There you are, Tony. There's one to take out the box that you don't want. Look, there you
go. And then Sai says, from the limited giallo that I've seen, I really like them. I need to watch a lot more. Yeah, they're really good.
I haven't watched one.
Yeah, well, you're missing out. Have you got Deep Red?
No, remember I told you I ordered it, waited and then got you're not going to get it now because it was out of print and out of stock now. And I was told it was on its way.
And they've
because following that film and after I was going to do a review for Psy, I was going to get Opera.
Yeah.
So Opera on eBay is still on my watch list.
Yeah,
Deep Red I've now got to put back on because I bought it and took it off, and then I've got to put it back on again now.
Yeah.
That's the breaks though, isn't it? When you're trying to get things that other people picked up when they first came out.
Yeah, so. But you've got your own reasons because of what's look money wise.
Yeah.
And I understand that totally. You know, at one time you'd have been ordering all these things, but
I'd have had them by now. I'd have had them from Italy. I'd have had them from Spain. I'd have had them from. They'd have all come.
Yeah,
it wouldn't have mattered what price it was.
Yeah, those were the days when you could do that. Yeah, Arrow and Shameless are two good labels for them. Yeah, Shameless is the ones that I've got mine on. Yeah. I like the yellow cases.
Oh yeah, because Mondo Celovic buys those.
Yeah, yeah. It says Tony says, which have you seen, David? And David says, Tony, you read my mind. I love Torso. I've just upgraded it from DVD to Blu-ray this week. Oh, Eyeball as well. Yeah, if you don't like eyeballs, if you're a bit squeamish, don't watch Eyeball.
Yeah, I love my eyeballs as well. Yeah, I mean, I ain't gonna have anybody take my bloody eyeballs. Yeah,
yeah,
they're mine.
Yeah, we'll keep his eye on you. Tony, I love Blade in the Dark as well. Yeah, some great ones.
Do you know, I read that then and saying, yeah, I watched Blade on In the Dark. Oh, you mean a film called Blade in the Dark? Sorry, right. Right, it's just I did watch Blade in the Dark. Just, Wesley Snipes is incredible in that film.
Was it Wesley Snipes? Is it?
Yeah, that's what I just said. Wesley was great in that.
Sally says, I need to look into them. I've seen the Argento films and I've got and still need to watch Fifth Chord with Franco Nero. All right. Yeah, there's a lot. But I've got opera I love as well. Opera is great. I love it.
That's on my watch list, isn't it?
Yeah, I've got that. And then Tony says, I enjoyed Eyeball, not seen Blade in the Dark. And then
that's just not good enough.
Yeah,
says, get off now and start watching it.
Have you seen Deep Red? Yeah, Deep Red. Yeah.
Yeah, I've also seen Dark Blue, Light Orange, Off White.
Oh, dear.
I've seen Magnolia. That's a good film.
Yeah, Magnolia. The paint is quite good, isn't it?
Yeah, they're paint jokes now. We'll go past those. Yeah.
Right. I haven't seen one Giallo yet. Well, you'll probably enjoy it when you get into
Slipknot. Come round my house. We'll watch one together. I ain't seen one either.
Oh, this is interesting. Sai says Pete's Dragon was the first film I ever watched at the cinema. Wow.
The lying bastard. I bet you any money there was one before that.
Well, apparently you've just come back from the cinema.
Right. I mean, I saw Pete's Dragon in obviously Kiddies Club, cinema club, that was on a Saturday that I talk about quite a lot. But I bet you any money he saw a film before that. The Lying Sod. Anyway, carry
on. And then it says, I've got Deep Red on our side, but not watched it yet. Oh, you'll
see what I mean? Even he's got a copy of it now. I ain't got mine.
Yep. David, that's my favorite Argento film. It's really good. Yeah, it is. And then David says, Tony, Blade in the Dark is a treat. There you are. And then Tony says, if you enjoy Giallo, you probably like the Italian police thrillers Poleskitowski. Yes.
See, any excuse to put a word in there that he can't bloody pronounce is what you like to do, you lot.
I've heard of it, David. I'll look out for it, Tony says. And then Sai says to Slipknot, you need to take a look at Giallo. It's a good genre of film. Yeah, it is. And then we've got Don't Sub Gaming. Hello. Welcome. And he says, hello, people. Different day to throw us off. Hey, laugh out loud. Yeah, we wouldn't do anything like that, would we?
Well, I tell you what, the amount of times we were saying last week it's going to be on a Thursday, and
we did.
I'm surprised that's classed as throwing us. You were throwing you off.
Next week we'll be back on Wednesday, but probably the week after we won't be. So there you are. Just
possibly, hopefully, we'll put that down to hopefully.
Yeah. Unless something really bad happens to England.
Well, you never know.
Yeah. And then Slipknot says to Sly, yeah, I've definitely been meaning to check them out. I was thinking of starting, the bird with the crystal plumage. That's Argento, isn't it? That's a good one.
Isn't that the bird with the crystal plumage? Isn't that also where they filmed? They filmed Blade Runner, didn't they? In a famous building, which I think is featured in that.
Oh,
I know it's definitely featured in a Twilight Zone, no, an Outer Limits episode.
yeah. Oh,
which is the man with the crystal hand, or I think that's what it's called. I've forgotten what they call it. Oh, it's the something building. That's really going to annoy me now.
Well, in America,
Yeah, in Blade Runner where there's the guy that invents all those toys.
Oh yeah, that
Daryl Hannah is.
Yeah.
And
yes.
the whole building's flooded now, and they, I mean, it's an old building, but that building featured heavily in an Outer Limits episode.
Oh.
I think it was the guy with the crystal hand or something. But I thought it was also. I thought it also was heavily in that film, but I might be wrong.
Right. Yeah.
But I forgot what the bloody bit. The something building. It's a named building. It's It's got insert name here. Building.
Yeah.
Oh.
And then Tony says, "Hi, don't sub." And then Sally says, "Hi, don't sub." And then Tony says, "Got both those, David. Tough ones. Is the best, in my opinion." And Slipknot says, "Don't sub gaming. Hello." He says, "Hello." And then Tony says, "Eagerly awaiting the Eureka Blu-ray of Oh, What a Lovely War." Yeah. That's coming out, isn't it? And then Jane Merrow was in loads of TV series, always popping up in ITC series like The Saints. Yeah, a lot of people.
Well, that's big. That's because it was all Lou Grade, wasn't it?
Yeah, always The Saints. Yeah.
He kept bringing the same actors and actresses in just about every program. You only have to watch Danger Man and then turn it over and watch like the Persuaders, and they'd be in that the next week.
Yeah. Slipknot says, "Just saw a video of Johnny Knoxville talking about him being Keanu Reeves stand-in for Bram Stoker's Dracula." Oh, I didn't know that.
Well, I wonder what the film would have been like if Johnny Knoxville was the actual actor and Keanu Reeves was the stand-in.
So people be saying,
I wonder if the accent would have been better. I'm just going to go and check on my mum again. So
yeah, anyway. I'm not a fan of that Dracula version. No, I'm not a fan at all. But I know a lot of people do like it. I just didn't get it really. And then Slipknot says, "Really?" Sai says, Slipknot says, "Yeah, it's in an interview with Michael Rosenbaum." Oh, right. Memorable ending to The Hands of the Ripper. It is, yeah. I mentioned, I thought the ending was absolutely fantastic. I really loved it. And I thought the way it's filmed, it's just fantastic. It's outstanding. It's a good film, Hands of the Ripper. Excellent, really. There's a lot of these Hammer films like that don't get, I don't think, the sort of limelight, but it'll probably be getting its upgraded release when Hammer get round to it. The way it's going, it's going to be taking a very long time. And then Sai says, "I like the Michael Rosenbaum interviews." And then Don't Subgame says, "I've been hunting down any films with James Robertson Justice in them. What's your favorite film by him?" Well, do you know what mine is? It's obvious which my film is. Chitty Chitty Bang Bang. Yeah, I love Chitty. Everybody knows I love Chitty Chitty Bang Bang. But he's in that. But isn't he in a lot of the Doctor films? he plays Sir Lancelot Sprat. So I don't know which is my favorite of those. But yeah, he's in some of the Doctor films. But if I was to pick him, I'll pick it because of Chitty Chitty Bang Bang. But yeah, the Doctor films, I know he pops up in them. I'm sure Del Boy might have some more, but he's gone. We'll see what he says. And then Tony says, I'm so upset to have regressed from a corner to a simple connection. Oh, well, don't worry. Yeah. But the connection's all right. It's a good connection. And it's a good film, of course. And then so that says, yeah, he's pretty good. He's very good. Yeah. And then Si says, don't sub have the same birthday as James Robertson Justice, June the 15th. Really? Wow. Yeah. Wow. June. Yeah. It's a good month, is June, isn't it? For birthdays. Excellent. And then Doc Subgame says nice to Si. And then Slipknot says, I really like the 1976 King Kong. Yeah, do you know, it got a lot of flack, but I must admit, I went to see it and I thoroughly enjoyed it. It's the Jessica Lange one, isn't it? And yeah, I couldn't understand why it got a lot of negative stuff at the time. I loved it when I went to see it at the cinema. I thought it was absolutely fantastic. But I must admit, I've not seen it since I went. It's probably something I should watch again and see what I think about it now, because I haven't got a physical copy of it. But I really enjoyed it. Yeah. Tony says, "Don't sub." I think he's most memorable as Sir Lancelot Sprat. Yeah, in the Doctor series of films starring Dirtboy. Yeah, that's how I am. He's brilliant. He's just so perfect for that role. Yes, definitely. And then Tony says, great cast in Guns at Battersea. Yeah, it is a great cast. Absolutely wonderful. Del Boy won't admit it, though, but it is a great cast. Yes, he says I go on too long about it. But when you're passionate about a film that you've enjoyed, I mean, what a great film it is. Attenborough's just amazing in it. And the whole cast is. The whole cast. It's so convincing. Tony says, I enjoy that version too, Slip, despite it getting some poor reviews. Yeah. Yeah, I've got a question for you, which was asked. What's your favourite film by James Robertson Justice?
Bloody hell, I wouldn't.
I said mine, which is obvious which one I would say. But, yeah.
I don't think I've seen that many. Can't think of one.
Oh, well, Chitty Chitty Bang Bang is in
Well,
that.
yeah,
And,
of course.
Do you remember him? He's in the Doctor films. Sir Lancelot.
Well, yeah.
Sprat. Yeah.
Dirk Bogart.
Yeah. That's right.
But I mean, I must admit, I'll tell you what, going back to TV, I used to watch the Doctor's series on TV with Barry Evans and Robin Nedwell, was it?
Yeah, yes, Robin Nedwell.
I mean, if I remember rightly, it was Graham Gart. No, was it? It was one of the Monty Python team whose dad was a doctor and wanted him to go into being a doctor as well. That made him make that series. Was it Graham Gart? No, it was
Graham Gart. He was the doctor. Yes, he was the doctor, wasn't he? And one who went into medicine. Yeah.
Yeah.
Tony says, Percy Herbert is the poor man's version of Michael Ripper. Yeah, we've got a Michael Ripper reference as well. We're doing well. Yes, good to get a Michael Ripper reference. The poor man. Quite a good description, actually. And then Si says, this morning I wanted to watch something grimy and dirty. So I decided to watch The Exterminator. Oh dear, I need a shower after it. Oh, I've never seen The Exterminator. Is it that? Bad.
I thought he was going to say I wanted to watch something that was grimy and dirty, so I watched a film called Filth.
Yeah. Oh dear. And it was full of it.
It was full of it. But just sort of it just shows my mind, really, doesn't it?
Yeah, filthy mind.
Anyway, I was gone just very quickly just then because when I went off last time, I was so sick of what my mum was watching. I said, "Mum, is there anything you can watch?" She said, "I want to watch Hudson and Rex." And I went, "Oh, bloody hell." So I looked on Sky and you could download the lot. So I started downloading them. She's watching. I just said, "How's it going, Mum?" She said, "Great, love this." I went, "All right then."
Well, that's all right.
Hudson and Rex. Oh, for goodness sake!
No, I've never seen anything that I don't even know what
it's Columbo with an Alsatian dog.
Oh, yeah. You haven't really sold me. Sold me
no, you won't. Because every time I was watching it, I said, "Mum, the only thing that'd make this series better is if you had a sawn-off shotgun and blow the bloody dog's head off."
Ooh.
And she didn't like that, so
No,
I haven't mentioned that again.
No, I don't think you should.
But I have gone in there and I said that dog would look lovely as a rug on our floor.
Oh,
you know, she doesn't like it when I say
no. Oh dear. You were obviously a fan of all those films where they stuck dogs in. There was an era, wasn't there?
No, it's just it's a running gag. It's a running gag because that's what I keep saying to the cat. I said, "You're going to look great as a handbag." I tell you, if you start shitting on our carpet again, you're going to be a handbag.
Oh, that's told the cat.
And it just looks at me and meows and then gets its food.
Yeah. Yeah. And then off it goes somewhere else to get some more
and then it goes
food.
to another house.
Yeah. Do the rounds. And then Tony says Invasion ties as favorite Troughton with War Games for me. Oh yeah, War Games is great.
Your recent review of Tomb of the Cybermen is obviously up there.
Yeah,
I think the whole of that season, the Tomb of the Cybermen, which is more based on horror, is probably what I class as being the next good season after that. Believe it or not, for me, is Tom Baker's horror season.
Yeah,
with the brain of Morbius and all of that
one
sort
of the best in all history. I
think when people start talking about seasons, there aren't that many doctors that you could actually turn around and say, "Do you know what? That whole season was absolutely spot on, great." You know what I mean? I mean, obviously, you can count one of them as not being great, but. You know, but I mean, even when you're thinking about John Pertwee, I'd say he hit the ground running with his first season.
Yeah,
and that was strange because they were 7-episode one-longs, and you don't really get any 7-episode stories. In fact, they were always 6, 4, or.
But 2. It's got a very different feel that first season from the rest of the John Pertwee stories.
The fact it was done mostly on film is
and the length of those stories. I mean, I liked, when Anthony Delgado, Roger Delgado.
Yeah, don't get it wrong.
I said Roger.
See how easy it is.
Yeah, I said Roger Delgado.
Anthony Delgado, that is a painter, isn't he?
It's a shame that they did have a plan for him, didn't they? They were going to get rid of him, but unfortunately, he died in real life.
Well, no, he said that he was getting typecast a little bit.
Yeah.
And he said, he'd done a film, I think, that same year in Spain.
Yeah.
Wasn't it in Spain when he died? He was actually on set.
Yes, it was in Spain,
It was a driving accident, wasn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, it was.
I have to think back. I have to think back now into the history of Who, and I'm pretty sure I'm right in thinking that that was when John Pertwee said, "I'm leaving." It was when Barry Letts said that he was going as well, and he just went.
So the
family breaking up.
Yeah,
I think it's time for me to go.
And I think that last season where Sarah Jane comes, I really enjoy it.
Well, even the first story with the Sontaran is pretty good.
It's a really good season. Really enjoy it. And the Time Warriors is one of the best John Pertwee stories. It's one of my favourite, and not just of John Pertwee. I would rate Time Warriors in the whole history of Doctor Who is up there as one of the top ones. Right. This is.
I still don't get over, right. This always annoys me, right? Because I watched the very first story of John Pertwee, and he's in the shower, right?
Oh yeah, in the hospital, yeah.
Right, and I'm thinking to myself, how has the Doctor just regenerated and he's got a tattoo?
Well, tattoos must regenerate as well with them. They must have decided. The body says, "Oh, fancy a tattoo."
The only doctor I know that's got a tattoo, and you can get rid of it without laser surgery. You just regenerate; it's gone.
Yeah.
But it was weird because the tattoo is obviously from his Navy days.
Yeah.
You couldn't hide it, I suppose.
No.
I thought they might have put a bandage over it. But it's always jarring when I see that scene, because I just go, the Doctor shouldn't have a tattoo. What's he got a tattoo for? Maybe that'll change. Maybe that'll change when it comes back. Maybe all doctors will have a barcode on their back or something.
Yeah. And we won't get into the discussion. It's still been going on about Doctor Who.
Oh, they keep going on.
I think it should stop now.
You've even got that bloke from Pointless. What's his name? Richard, whatever his face is.
Oh yeah, he was. I didn't bother watching.
Even he's gone in saying, "Oh, it's not dead," and in fact, actually, it's in a better place than it's ever been, because what it means by tender is that the BBC can bid for their own program and they can win, and that means that it'll have. And I'm going, what a load of bollocks.
Yeah. I think.
Have you actually been listening to what people have been saying?
But I got fed up with it. I mean, I'll tell you one factor that is important, that they forget the audience. It's shrinking. The audience now, the modern audience, is very different from what these people are going on about. It's not. We're not in 2005 again. It's very, very different. And then they need to look at that. Whoever does eventually
do you remember that I always turned around and said the best way to gauge whether Doctor Who is doing well, really, is whether there's a drop in sales of the sell-through DVDs, Blu-rays, and that so forth. Because as far as I'm concerned, the true Doctor Who fan is probably the person that watches it on TV, but then buys the physical media disc of it, because everybody they kept saying, "Oh, Doctor Who's terrible. It only got 2 million views or something on Saturday, and then we're going to wait 7 days, and it's only going to get another 400,000, and that'll make it the lowest rated thing." And I'm going, you're looking at things from how we measured program watching from 2005.
It's different now.
Every program, I mean, if you have a look at it, it was like the 4th most watched program, and yet that didn't make a difference because it was only 2 million compared to 8 million about 10 years ago or something. And I'm going, what a bollocks.
The BBC now, people measure that like Christmas time. And it's so different now. There's you're lucky if you get 3 million, aren't you?
Oh yeah.
And I'm imagine this Christmas, it'll be less. Each Christmas is going to get less. It's just how it goes. Things have changed.
It's just a silly thing, and when it comes back, they'll still be marketing it against how we rated programs based on viewer figures.
No,
and you can't do that anymore because there's over 200 channels to watch.
Exactly. Yeah, but as somebody says, and I think it's true, Doctor Who still lives on in the fans who enjoy watching all the old episodes and stuff like that. So it never goes away, but it might do in terms of new stuff, but the fans will keep watching over.
I watched actually a Peter Capaldi episode last night.
It still sells in that sense. Anything comes out and it sells, doesn't it?
I was just in the mood of watching a Cyberman story, and I thought to
So you
myself, you know
watched
what,
the
I haven't watched a modern Doctor Who for a while, and I just chose Peter Capaldi one in his last season, to be quite honest, with that Billy.
Bill.
And
Yeah, she's good.
I liked going back to it. It was quite good because it was about that spaceship that's in two time periods, well, several time periods. I thought that was quite an interesting story.
It is. Yeah,
There you go.
yeah, definitely. Right. And then Sai says, has anyone seen Disclosure Day yet?
I've seen enough reviews.
I've seen plenty of reviews.
You know, Steven Spielberg is everywhere on YouTube at the moment. He's on this review channel, he's on that review channel. They're talking about, even Commode has been talking about it. You know, he didn't particularly. He liked it, but he didn't particularly like it. He thought the ending was awful.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, I even watched that review. But I don't always agree with him. But you know, I don't always agree with Commode. But there we are.
He said it was a very bad Close Encounters of the Third Kind.
Oh yeah, I've seen people showing that Spielberg Steelbook, which is extremely expensive, I think.
Yeah.
And then of course they're complaining because it's come through post, and it's all mashed. It's a Steelbook, and it's all bent.
Well, isn't the Spielberg? Isn't it 6 films, of which 4 of them I've got as Steelbooks already?
Probably, I don't know because I'm not a Steelbook person.
You know, it's got Close Encounters, E.T., Jurassic Park.
Well,
and I'm going, I've got these.
Yeah, but you know, sometimes I don't have as much sympathy. I should do. I know it must be frustrating, but you know, if they've already got these films, and then I suppose it's the collectible side, but they're complaining about the way that they're treated. But all they need to do is pack them properly. But the companies probably don't pack them very well. They just shove them in these cardboard things.
This is where I turn around and say Warner seem to do it the best. They put them in these cardboard boxes.
That's right. Amazon don't do that, do they?
Well, no, Amazon put those boxes inside their own boxes.
Yeah, but when they're doing the other ones that are not, you know, I've seen bags.
They wrap them up in envelopes.
Yeah.
Going, what?
Yeah. No wonder they get all messed up, but there you are. Right. Tony says, is that the 80s film about a Vietnam veteran cleaning up a city side? If so, I've seen it ages ago. One time watch. Oh, is that the Exterminator one that you mentioned? Probably.
No, Si was talking about Disclosure Day. Disclosure Day is like a
but earlier he was talking about that film.
It's funny. Did you hear Commode talking about Close Encounters? He said that the best ending was the cinema one rather than the special edition one, because anybody in their right mind would know that he would never have got in that spaceship because of his kids. Oh, yeah, I heard something. Right? And I was thinking to myself, do you know what? Every time I watch that film, I know he went mad, but if you see a spaceship and you realize that everything that was going on was premeditated because it was being put into his head, he'd have snapped out of that madness. So actually, it's not necessarily right that he wouldn't have gone on or would have gone on. There's no right answer to that. So I don't think one is better than the other because it's mental. Because he's a father, he wouldn't go on. No, it doesn't mean that at all. Because at the end of the day, if you're caught up even and say you've been through a traumatic period where all this is going on and he's building bloody images in his own living room and his family are virtually disowning him because he's gone mental and all of that sort of stuff, that he might have been just swept on and said, yeah, I'm going to go off. Yeah. But I don't think there's a right or wrong answer to it. I was actually thinking Commode was being a bit harsh there, to be honest. Close Encounters. I don't think there's a right or wrong answer to whether he got on the ship or not. Yeah, that's how I feel about it. I just still think it's one of my favorite films of all time. Yeah,
definitely. I love.
I don't think there's a right, or I don't think it's
Yeah.
got a bad ending on either of them.
Yeah, yeah, I love it. Anyhow, let's have a look. We've got here size, and yeah, Tony, it's an ultra-violent exploitation film from the late 70s, early 80s. Yeah, that's it.
And it's bloody dirty, and you need a shower afterwards.
Terminator, I meant. That's what he's on about. Yeah, dirty, grimy. And then Slipknot says it's pretty interesting that Rick Baker was in the Kong suit, and Rob Bottin, the Thing effects artist, helped Baker make the suit. Oh, I didn't know that. Yeah. And then Tony says, at least I didn't ask you to pronounce Allons Delon. Oh, sorry.
Finn can't go off and check their mum again.
He's got it in. And then Si says, the first film I ever watched was the original King Kong on TV in 1976. But my first cinema trip was in 1977 for Pete's Dragon. The second trip was Star Wars. Fantastic. And you've not looked back since. Great.
Yeah, I reckon he went to the cinema before then. He's just lying. He's just basically saying, here we go, look.
He thinks you've been.
It was probably the same bloody cinema he's going to now. Right. He probably sits in the same seat he sat in since 1972 when he saw the Aristocats or something. Right. I don't believe a word of it.
And then we've got here Tony says, Bird with Crystal Plumage also stars Susie Kendall. It does feature a building with lots of glass. That's what you were on about. And here we are.
The Bradley building.
The Bradbury building in Blade Runner and the Outer Limits. Demon with a glass hand.
Isn't that what I said, right? It was in Blade Runner. It was definitely an Outer Limits. It was something about a glass hand. Didn't I say all of that?
You did, yeah.
I thought that it was also in that film, Glass with the Bird with the Crystal Plumage. I said, I might be wrong. I just know that those two things are the Outer Limits and the Blade Runner, and I thought that it was also twinned with that other one.
Bradbury building.
A lot of films have been filmed in the Bradley building.
Is the Bradbury building named after the author?
No.
No, it's not.
It's been around for years and years and years.
Right.
Although it might have been renamed the Bradbury building because of the author.
Yeah, I just wonder.
But I do remember it was almost a condemned building when Blade Runner was being filmed there, and that's why they chose it.
Yeah.
They flooded it with water and made it look even worse.
Yeah.
But it was famously in the Outer Limits.
Right, yeah.
Demon with a glass hand is a fantastic story. You know what it is? It's that bloke with he has to assemble the fingers.
Yeah.
Of this a glass glove type thing.
Which season is that in?
Second.
You know, and I've got the second, and I can't remember. I'll have to check that out again. Yeah, I don't remember
that. The second season starts off with that episode that James Cameron got sued over because it's basically the Terminator.
Yes, yeah, absolutely. I remember that one. Yeah,
which is called Soldier, if I remember.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Tony says, saw an October release date for Abominable Snowman from Hammer in the big box on a listing. So that's getting the next treatment. Yes.
I remember seeing that film.
Yeah, it's a good film, isn't it? I haven't got that actually, so it's something I should get. I've not even got a DVD of it. I must get.
I remember they're sort of like in a cave entrance.
Yeah,
talking about it a lot.
Yeah,
the Abominable Snowman.
Yeah, and I haven't mentioned the name of the actor in it, but you did earlier.
Yeah.
And then one of the handful of steelbooks I have is the 76 King Kong released a couple of years ago. All right, yes.
I'll tell you the fun thing about the King Kong from 76 is, as a kid, it was in every American comic as an advert on the back page. Right, King Kong, along with Star Trek when they had the posters out for Star Trek, and it always had King Kong on the top of the Empire State Building, and he looked huge standing on top of it with his feet on the planted on the top of the Twin Towers type thing, right?
Yeah.
And I thought that's a weird perspective, right? Because it's looking down with the Twin Towers, you know, the tops of the Twin Towers at the bottom, with him standing on it, holding this thing up, right? And I just thought that perspective's all right. In fact, actually, that building would have bloody fall over. But from the perspective, it looked like it, you know. I mean, it was a weird poster, and I think it was a poster, if I remember right. But that was the interesting thing about King Kong. And when I saw it, because it's got one of the bridges in it, hasn't it? Is it Beau Bridges? No, it's the one who's in Tron as well. Bloody hell, and he's in.
Well, don't talk to me about Tron.
Shut your face.
Yeah, no.
Anyway, he's in, isn't he? He's in it. And the remake has got the lady from the Terminator.
Oh, Linda Hamilton.
It was one of her first films.
Was it? Oh, right. Oh.
It's bloody it's Jeff Bridges, yeah. So Jeff Bridges is in the King Kong from 76. And the weird thing about it is it's like 2 or 3 hours long.
Oh God. Yeah. Alone. Yeah.
Yeah. It's a great film. I bought it when it came out a couple of years ago on Steelbook. I liked it.
Do you think it's
I think it's an okayish film. A lot of people poo-poo it, but you know.
Do you think it's better actually than the Peter Jackson one?
No, I mean obviously the Peter Jackson is a spectacular, isn't it? It's one of those. It's one of those ones that's listed as being overly long, but it's a spectacular in the same way that Lord of the Rings. It's so much special effects and so many battle sequences. It's like going to see Jurassic Park for the first time.
I kind of like the original. I think the original has got the charm.
Nothing beats the original. You know, the 19 was it 33?
Yeah, it's quite early. It's something like that. Yeah, it's very early. Yeah, I like the original a lot.
Nothing for me will ever beat that film.
You
can have as many special effects or whatever you want. Nothing.
I just like her name, Fay Ray.
Yeah, Fay Ray.
What a name. Right. Now this is a bit, and you were right. I think you mentioned this. It says, was James Robertson Justice the voice of King Richard in the Disney version of Robin Hood? Yes, he was. He was. Yes. And then we've got here David's saying, there were a few birds with no plumage on our estate when I lived in Doncaster. That's a good way.
Yeah, few around Oxfordshire and all.
It's a way of putting it in. Tony says, no idea, Si. Only seen it once, many years ago on TV. Seems appropriate with his voice. Rose and Justice, a bit like up here in Newcastle, David. Yes.
Can't mention Newcastle.
Tony says Pertwee's first series was more adult, I think. Stories with a greater depth to them. Yeah.
I would say that, yeah.
Yeah. He was in the Navy Lark for quite a long time.
Remember I told you that the one thing, I mean, I've said this several times and I don't know why people haven't mentioned. I mentioned the Navy Lark a couple of weeks ago when I was talking about the audio recordings that I used to buy. The BBC brought out the Navy Lark as a radio show that was then put onto audio tape that was then sold as BBC Audio Works type stuff. And I really got heavily into that with the Hancock stuff and all of that. And probably the first thing that I listened to after getting heavily involved with John Pertwee's Doctor Who was going to the Navy Lark. I mean, a lot of people remember going and seeing Who Done It as a TV show. But I remember listening to the Navy Lark. So it's weird.
Yeah. I don't think this will happen, Tony. I think we're safe. I read that Ncuti Gatwa has been considered for the new Bond. Give over. Give over.
That's a joke.
It must be. It can't be. Oh dear. You can't have a macho bloke playing. You've got to have a macho bloke playing James Bond.
The way that Amazon are going, I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, that with all the talk of Jane Bond and all of this sort of stuff,
no.
let's go with a homosexual Bond, and
no, how to ruin a franchise? It won't happen. James Bond.
The amount of things I've seen with Spielberg this week, even Spielberg turned around and said, "Do you know what? For a long time, I wanted to be a Bond director, and I went up to Cubby and I said, "Can I be a Bond director?" And he every time he went no, and he even told a story where he said that Cubby came up to him and said, "We want to use the music that was in Close Encounters, the 5-note."
Yeah.
And he said, "Yes, if I can become a director of the next Bond film." And he went, "No." And
wow.
And to be quite honest, he still gave him the tune, right?
Yeah.
But he said, "My answer now is if they ever came up to me and said, 'Do you want to direct the next Bond?' He'd say, 'I'm too expensive for you.'" That's how bad he feels about being a director now on the Bond film. Spielberg feels. He said, "No, I'm too expensive for you."
Yeah. I totally.
So even back in 1979, he wanted to be a Bond director,
and he should have been given the chance.
Wow, Christ, yeah.
Oh,
I mean, just think, by 1979, they'd done Close Encounters, Jaws,
all these great films,
and they're going, "No, we don't want Spielberg as a director," and he never figured out, but even before his death, Cubby's death, why he never was considered, never found out.
Yeah.
Isn't that weird?
Yeah.
I can't imagine now Spielberg directing Bond.
I hope Villeneuve brings something good. He's not a bad director. No. As long as he does something good with it and cut out all the nonsense, then we might be all right. Just hope so. They might look good. That's where
I'm still open, by the way, Amazon, if you're watching this, that you could go back and you could do mini series of the books done closer to how the books were written.
Yeah.
And that would do really well on Amazon. Rather than trying to work out how Bond got out of the last explosion.
Yeah, because I think they're going to have to ignore the Daniel Craig era. They're going to have to pretend that never happened and just carry on.
I think you've definitely got to rule out the last two films if you are.
You've got to. Not that that's
there's nothing wrong with Casino Royale, and I don't mind Skyfall.
Yeah,
it's just
it's
just Spectre, and all of that was just
and the nonsense. And killing him off. It's no spoiler, really.
Just nonsense to me.
But... Yeah. That Spectre stuff was just ridiculous about being a brother or something, and all that crap. It was the most damning thing, really. It summed up that whole era for me, really bad.
Infiltrating that building, and everybody in Spectre was sitting around a table, and I was going, "It's
just ridiculous."
And he's up there watching it all.
Yeah.
And I was going, this had never happened.
No, it was awful.
To me, Spectre was a little bit like Hydra in the fact that you cut off one head and another one would grow. If you've got them all in the same building, blow the bloody building up. They're all dead, aren't they? But the whole point is that they were spread out all over the world, and therefore you couldn't really do anything because you killed one off and another one would replace it. You have them all in the same bloody building. That's a stupid strategy, isn't it?
All their bases and places they were.
None of them have got team talk. You know what I mean? You could do this. You could do this over video voice bloody recording. They got them all. Got them all in one place. Blow the bloody building up. There you are. You've just destroyed every head of every mafia.
Yeah.
What
brilliant.
a nonsense. I mean, this is where I'm going. This is where, has anybody actually proofread this?
No, probably. But it doesn't. Oh, anyhow, it's a disaster. I think it's overrated, Daniel Craig era. I hear people going on about Casino Royale.
How many films did he do? 5, 6?
Four.
5, 6?
4 films. There's 4
No, he
films.
did more than 4.
No, he did. Casino Royale, Spectre, wasn't it? Skyfall, and that other last one. What was it? No Time to Die. Is it
I thought there was one other. I thought there was one other.
No, I don't think there is. I think there's only 4. Yeah, I'm sure.
I'm going to look that up because I thought there was 5.
Yeah.
I've got to look that up now.
Yeah, there is. There's 4. There's definitely 4. That's it. They all were planned as a series of 4 films. It's just such a disappointing series. I don't like it. It's got, bring back Sean Connery type of Bond. That's what we want.
Yeah, there's 5.
5. What's the other one?
Quantum of Solace.
Oh God, yeah, that was. No wonder I've forgotten that one.
See, I like Casino Royale. I like Skyfall. Can't stand Quantum of Solace. Spectre's bloody awful. And No Time to Die. If I can just forget it, it'd be really nice.
Forget them all. Even I'd rather watch the ridiculous David Niven version of Casino Royale. I'd rather watch that than the overrated. It's
don't diss that Casino Royale. That's all right.
Nah, it's just not.
It's a bit overrated, David.
Everybody goes on about it. Oh, Casino Royale, this Casino Royale, that.
It's really weird, isn't it? David Niven is out in the middle of the sticks, and he's doing clay pigeon shooting or something with this boomerang type flipping, and it looks the most bloody awful scene you've ever seen in a film.
It's not a good film. It's a terrible film. But my opinion of Daniel Craig is just. I mean, as I remember, Casino Royale it starts quite good. There's that chase, isn't there? There's a very long chase. Is that in Casino Royale that goes on for about?
Which Casino Royale? The first one or this Daniel Craig one?
I'm talking the Daniel Craig ones.
Well, the Daniel Craig Casino Royale, I actually quite like, and I'll tell you why. Because it starts off in black and white with a fight in the toilet, and you find out actually after that you find out that was before this was before he was given a 007 moniker, and it was. I didn't get. And I thought that was really quite good and gritty, and I thought, yeah, this is really gritty. It's all right. And I think Eva Green's in it.
Yeah.
And I like Eva Green.
Yeah, I mean, to me, it's not Bond. Bond for me is, villains with bases and all this 60s kind of vibe and into 70s, But it's the modern Bond. He's sticking to one woman. He's all doing everything right and everything. I don't like it.
Yeah,
it's not James Bond. It's like the Sean Connery. He's quite a selfish sort of character. Doesn't care that much really about things. Sometimes he will care, but he's generally he's a very ruthless. He's a killer. Let's face it. He's a killer.
Oh yeah.
That's important.
Believe it or not, Ian. He's got a license to kill,
and that's why.
So he's not a nice guy.
Connery was brilliant for the role. He had that in him. He was perfect for me. Absolutely perfect.
Well, in many ways, Lazenby.
Yes, I rate him. He was great.
I mean, he wasn't likable, was he? He went off. Did anything in a skirt? Did anything in a skirt? Then goes around kicking the heads out of people, didn't he? I mean,
all brilliant stuff. Absolutely loved it. Yeah.
Even slapped Diana Rigg about a bit, didn't he?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. But that's how
Not exactly politically correct, was it? Slapping a woman about and then marrying her.
I do like Roger Moore, but it's a jokey kind of Bond.
Well, he was civilized. He was the civilized Bond, wasn't he?
Yeah, but it's not Connery, and Connery's good. But that's it, really. Imagine didn't we have a whole thing when we were talking about Bond? We did a special, didn't we?
Yeah, we better move on.
That. Yeah.
All I know is that's got to be the biggest joke I've seen as a line in our chat in a long time.
Nobody in their right minds would have considered that. No way. And then, James Roberts Justice is the commander who sends them on their missions in Guns of Navarone. Do you know, is it? I can't remember.
Do you know what? Guns of Navarone was only on in the last 2 weeks on BBC, I tell you.
Yeah. I've not seen it. I've got a copy of it, but I've not seen it for ages. Muckman is here. Jamie, good evening, everyone. Sorry I'm late. Been recording and editing a YouTube video tonight.
Bloody advert. Look at that. An advert again. First line. Advert. Hello, everybody. Nice to see you all here. Come over to my place. I've got a bloody video I'm just about editing. Look. What?
And then Tony said, I'd forgotten about that, David. I think he quite often had smaller parts. Yeah, I'm saying anything.
Do you know, I read that wrong. I mean, all I read there was somebody's got small parts. You don't want to broadcast that out, do you?
James Robinson Justice doesn't want to. Si says, hi, Jamie. And then saw Disclosure Day at the weekend. I thought it was pants. Very disappointing. What's pants?
Yeah.
Underpants.
Like I said, some people are saying it's very average for a Spielberg film. Yeah. Very average.
Yeah. Yeah, I want to make up my own mind. I just want to see it.
That film director who's with Commode basically turned around and said, I really got into it and I really enjoyed it. What Commode was saying was, the thing about Spielberg is, even if you had the grittiest scene in the world, Spielberg makes it slick. Mm. It's almost like you couldn't have a piece of dirt in his film. It's like and I have to turn around and go, yeah, do you know what? Yeah, he makes a dirty kitchen look clean. Mm. It's like he's made the kitchen spotless and then put the rubbish on top of it, and you could just tell that it was underneath that dirt. There's just a spotless kitchen. There's a spot. And it's an interesting analogy because it's going, I suppose when you get to a stage when you're talking about a director in the class of Spielberg, that's probably the case. But apparently Commode just couldn't get over turning around and saying some of the CGI is terrible. And he said, this is the guy that made dinosaurs believable, and yet they can't do a CGI fox. There's a CGI fox in the film, and he said it's the worst special effect he's seen in years.
Perhaps they'll run out of money. And then
Spielberg running out of money does not sound like that.
And I don't know what sort of a perplexed look on there by Si. And then Si says, Jamie, I absolutely loved it. Yeah, so we've got two views there.
And I want to see it because of the only bad thing I've heard really about it is the end. And I want to know what the ending is for it to be bad.
Yeah.
Maybe Si can enlighten me. I don't know.
Yeah. Here we are. Tony's following on here. Evening, Jamie. No publicity for your channel on here, please. Could prompt a rant, and it did.
I don't know what Tony's talking about. Don't know what Tony's talking about.
And then he's laughing now.
That's a bloody that's a bloody lie in every corner that I've ever seen.
And then Muckman says, "I'll be back. just going to upload it for a drop tomorrow. So there you are. It's
Well,
publicised.
another bloody advert.
Video.
Look, I'll be back with that picture of him with his glasses on. Look. Is he trying to be Schwarzenegger in this? Is what's this about?
And he says, listening on TV while I do it. So he is still around listening.
No, you're here in spirit, Jamie. We look forward to you coming back.
We're looking forward to the video that you're publicising.
Can't wait for the big advert reveal when you come back. Yeah,
he'll do a short for it as well, advertising his video. Tony says, I saw one particular YouTube channel who complained about a couple of barely distinguishable dings on that Spielberg Steelbook set, and they got it free. Blooming heck! Is that what people do?
With Amazon, you can get away with that. Yeah.
Wow. They must have a lot of money to do
what you basically have got to turn around and say is, look, I've bought something that's limited edition, right? I don't even know on your website whether you've even got copies of it anymore. But I've ordered it. It's come through. I've spent this much money on it, 200 quid. It's got dings in it. You can send out another one. And if it comes back with dings, I'll be sending it back again because I expect for 200 quid perfection. It's like anything. If I buy a brand new car and I'm spending 24,000 on it, I am not going to accept something with a scuff on the bumper. It's as simple as that. So, if you remember rightly, I complained about my War of the Worlds box set
and got it free, didn't you?
And they said you can keep it and we'll give you your money back.
Yeah.
And that was £299 that box set.
Yes, that's a rather a lot. Yeah.
But I turned around and said, you ain't even got it on your website anymore as a product. How am I to know if I send it back that you're going to be able to send another one?
Yeah.
Because you've already allocated your number. Yeah. Which means if I send it back and I got my money back, and then you turn around and say, we haven't got any more to send you, then I'm going to be upset because I'd have had the one that's broken.
Yeah.
Because at least I've got something, and I'd have said, "Can I have a refund?" I'd have said, "Can I have a discount, a huge one?" Right? So they just turned around and said, "I've spoken to my manager, and he said you can keep it, and we're refunding your money now." I went, "Thanks."
Yeah.
But it was the biggest boon I ever saw in my life. I went, they can get rid of 299 quid. It's like I suppose it's like a drop in the ocean to them.
Yeah.
But that's what's happening, and of course, the more that they send them, I keep telling them there's nothing wrong with Amazon. The biggest problem Amazon got is your delivery drivers. They're the bloody worst in the world, and they don't control them because half the time they contract out to man in the van.
Self-employed,
because they've got so many drivers that have got Amazon vans, right? But when they've got that many deliveries to do, they have to give out the rest to man in vans, and those people, they have to deliver so many packages in one day.
They're under a lot of pressure.
They'll just ring your doorbell and leave it on the step of your.
Right, they can't afford to wait because
they won't get their money unless they do a 275 packages that day or something. So you work it out. There's no chance of them waiting at the door.
Don't they have to take a photograph now?
And when
they put it at the door.
And the trouble is, they leave things on my door. They take a picture of it. But if you have a look at my notes, it says don't leave anything on the door. Yeah. So in other words, they're not reading my special instructions.
No.
So of course, every time they take a picture of something on my front step, I have to phone up Amazon and turn around and say, "Do you not read?"
And they probably said, "No, we ain't got time to do that."
No, they don't say that. They just go, "I'm so sorry. I'll speak to our delivery team and pass on your complaint."
Yeah.
I said, "Look at how many times I phoned you up about this."
Yeah. I doubt if they have much control over it, really.
They don't. No. And I said, I said, your customer service is second to none because I tell you what, you must take so much flack.
Yeah.
And every time I phone you up, you always come up with a solution for me, which is you can have it for free.
Yeah.
All right. Cheers.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's why I
Right.
keep buying from Amazon, because it doesn't matter that
Yeah.
it turns up knackered, because I'll just get another one.
Yeah. David says, one of my favorite actors who never really gets mentioned
Anthony
is
Quayle.
Anthony Quayle. Oh yeah. I'm trying to think of films that he's in.
Yeah, I've seen him more on TV. Anthony Quayle.
Yeah, well, yeah, actually, there you are. You're going to say great minds think alike. Anthony Quayle is good in an
Oh, right.
ITC series, never mentioned. Strange Report. I have heard of it. He plays an ex-senior police officer investigating unusual cases, sort of an early X-Files kind of thing, maybe. I don't know. I've never seen it. Also stars Anika Wills.
Annika, is that?
Finished Doctor Who. She just
Is it
finished Doctor
Aniki
Who.
or Annika?
Yeah,
Annika.
is it Annika? Annika?
I don't
I
know
don't
that
know.
one.
Yeah, it looks like Annika. Annika.
Yeah. Sometimes though, it's probably another spelling of Annika, like Trace has got can have an e in it and not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Because it's not exactly challenge
say,
Annika, is it?
yeah, I see. I'm publicizing now. I reviewed an X-File episode called Trevor, and I thought it had been with OR, but it's Trevor with ER. I don't know whether that's Canadian or American way of spelling it, but there you are. We have different ways of spelling them. Oh, Jeff Bridges.
Yeah, we're talking about Kong, and I said it was one of the bridges. Couldn't remember which one.
Yeah, and
obviously I should do because I love Starman and I love Tron and I love.
And then I said Jessica Lange. Yeah, there she is. Yeah, Si says Jessica Lange, and then David said Tony. He was never a star actor, but always a good supporting roles. He's the traitor. Oh, in Ice Cold in Alex.
Either way, I've got to go and check my mum because it's 10:15. So
yeah, okay. I'll see you in a bit. And then I've got to get round to watching Ice Cold in Alex. Definitely. It's one you just. I know it's John Mills, isn't it? In that. And then Si says, did you see that Adam Driver is in line to star in the latest remake of The Fly? Oh, I don't know why I love that remake of Fly. Oh, why are they doing it? What can I say? It's such a good film, The Fly. They don't need to do a remake. Oh, but there we are. I suppose I might watch it. Is it a cinema release or is it a Netflix thing? I don't know. And Tony says, yes, David did a couple of supporting roles spring to mind. A senior German officer. Oh, in Eagles Landing. Yes, I remember that. Yeah, that's right. And a naval officer in Battle of the River Plate. Yeah, I remember that as well. Both great. All great films. All great films. Absolutely wonderful war films. So it says, you unpopular opinion. I enjoyed No Time to Die. Yeah, I can understand that. Yeah, I can, because they got rid of the bugger. Sorry, got rid of. No, I actually, if I'm being honest, I didn't mind No Time to Die. I thought it was quite good actually. Compared with some other stuff before, it was okay. It was okay. I don't mind it. It was already at a low, so it was okay. Tyson, whenever anyone mentions Casino Royale, I get the Burt Baccarat theme as an earworm. Oh, yeah. Quick, he'll start singing, doing it. You know who. By all accounts, Timothy Dalton is the closest screen version of Bond to the books. I understand that. Yeah. Unfortunately, 2 films, as we know. Thought he was very good in License to Kill. Tony says, seeking revenge on the drug lord. Excellent, yeah. But as I always say, only 2 films. That's the problem. You know, we needed more really to assess him, I think. I like the Daniel Craig era of Bond. Yeah, I know you do, but it's just me. I just not my. You know, I compare him with Connery, and yeah, Connery is so good. And then so I like No Time to Die too. Yeah, I can understand that. Yeah, and then the ending of Disclosure Day is open to the viewer's imagination. I really enjoyed the ending. Oh, that's good. That's good. Um, I'm just waiting to make my own mind about it. Only Craig Bond I really dislike is Quantum of Solace. Yeah, people mention that one quite a bit as well. What about Spectre? That's pretty awful, isn't it? Quantum of Solace, I know, is unwatchable. It's awful, but I just think Craig is overrated. Yeah. The only good thing in Quantum of Solace is Olga Kurylenko. Oh, right. Well, yeah. That's I can't remember. I can't remember what she looks like, but I'm sure she is. She'd have to be. James said, "Back to Disclosure Day. I just thought, apart from the train sequence, which is in the trailer, it was pretty unspectacular. Just Emily Blunt being chased by Colin Firth for 2 hours, and the ending was meh, meh. Oh dear, that's a terrible indictment of it." Tony says, "Poor Bezos on beans for a week due to all those refunds. Next, it'll be Muck on bread and water, as he's now down to his last trillion. Yes, Musk, isn't it? Old Musk. What can we say about Musk? I'd rather not say anything. What a so and so Musk. I think it could be Spielberg's worst film. Really? Wow, that's quite a statement. Oh, yes. I don't know. Is there any bad Spielberg films than this one? Then, in your mind, what are the really bad ones? And then Si says it's definitely a Marmite film, right? Anthony Quayle is in loads of war films. Yeah, Ice Cold in Alex is a great one. Yeah. Si says, Jamie, I honestly think that it's in his top 10 films. Wow, this Spielberg thing is very interesting. I think it's pronounced Aniki. Oh, Aniki. Oh, right. The Anukai or whatever, there was some ancient race, as I remember, that conspiracy theorists talk about. But so that's how Aniki. The case in the series weren't supernatural. They were criminal based. It's on network DV only.
Hang on, network. Honestly, you mentioned that word, it'll appear.
Yeah, well, he did, but I think he's gone, hasn't he?
He'll come back. He'll come back.
He'll come back, will he? Here's a question for you. What do you think is Spielberg's worst film?
Well, it's not that bad. It's not that bad, but probably 1941.
Yes, yeah, that's the one people will mention. But I think it did get a lot of flack because it flopped badly, didn't it?
But was that one from a couple of years ago, which was based on him making films? Is that one?
Oh, there's that. What's it called? Yeah, there's that one. I know which one. Yeah, I didn't. For some reason, I didn't fancy watching that one.
No, I didn't watch it myself, which is why I can't remember the title of it.
Yeah, it's about a boy with a camera, supposedly based
Yeah,
with him, isn't it? The Flash, something begin with F, was it? The
yeah, the Flanders or so, I don't remember what
I
it was.
don't know what it is, but I'm sure somebody will know. Yeah, I think you might be right there. Yes. Um, but 1941 gets a lot of flack, but
Well, it's just
it's
that
not
James
bad.
Belushi is in it, and it could have
Yeah,
been.
but it's not terrible. It's not unwatchable.
I
You
think what
know.
they said at the beginning, what they said
Yeah,
about it was Spielberg shouldn't try and do comedy.
yeah, yeah. I get that. Um. Oh God, look at this. I F bloody isn't. The script is awful, full of plot conveniences. What on earth is there so much lens flare for no reason? Oh dear.
What's I bloody isn't,
Yeah, I don't know what I
or
bloody
is
is.
that it bloody isn't? What and what film are we
Yeah,
talking?
that could be. It's a
What film are we
typo.
talking about? Disclosure Day.
Yeah, I think it must be a typo. Yeah, it bloody isn't. Yeah. Yeah, it's Disclosure Day. He's really down. Really don't
Well,
like it.
Commode said that he should have guessed that it wasn't going to be quite his film because of the script is written by, and I've forgotten what the bloke's name was, but he said, yeah, he's done quite a few flops just recently, and this one is dropping the bollock because he did the last film he did was that last Jurassic Park film,
Oh yeah,
and he
yeah.
said it's he
Actually, you're
said
right. I remember
as soon as he
watching the
saw
Commode thing.
who the script
Yeah,
who the script was written by, he said he
he
should have
li-
guessed.
yeah, he listed quite a few, didn't he? And they were all flops. There's quite a
Yeah.
big list. Yeah, I get you. I get you. Yeah. Um, and Si says, just my opinion. It's all right. It's all right. Yeah.
Honestly, I mean, Si, I don't like Condor Man. What a bollocksly load of shit that film is. But you like it.
Yeah. Yeah. There you are.
Condor Man. What a bloody crap piece of crap shit that was. Right, anyway. Got that out of my system now.
I'm not going to have a rant. Well, I could do, but I won't. About that film that you all like that I don't like. The see,
Oh,
I've even forgotten it.
honestly, I was like an 8-year-old kid. The car
Yeah,
was parked outside.
computer film.
The
With,
Condor car was
with,
outside the front of our cinema. I went in, and
oh,
what a pile of shit it was.
the computer film. Oh God, Jeff Bridges and all that stuff.
Tron, brilliant
Crikey, what
film.
earth is he doing in a film like that?
Now, come on, you did turn around and say that probably the reason that you didn't like it was because you're just not into computers and you don't understand the whole jargon.
Yeah, I just didn't like it. It just didn't gel with me.
I
And
mean,
maybe it is because
the
I
one
did
thing I
find
can
it
say
younger.
about it, the one thing I could say about it is you've now got a different film other than 2001 to not rant over anything. I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah. No, that'd be a good one. Which
and
is worse.
I told you for your Christmas present, Tron's being sent to you.
Yeah,
Okay.
which is worse, 2001 and Tron. Oh, that would be a very difficult one
Neither
to
of them. They're
decide.
bloody brilliant. Both of
No,
them.
no,
You just
no.
can't get over the fact that Leonard Rossiter is in it.
Yeah, Lennon Rossiter, I'm afraid it's true. And in just that, the business with the Strauss music and the thing, it goes on far too long with the spacecrafts and
Hang
the
on.
space.
Are you turning around and saying to me seriously, right? Are you telling me seriously that that's too long? And you've watched the Enterprise flyby in the
Yeah,
motion
but
picture?
it's different. It's different. I
No,
love
it's
it.
not different.
It is. It is. It's Star Trek one, and I love Star Trek.
Well,
Two,
there you go.
I was in wonder as well. I can see behind the wonder of it. Crikey, it's a new Enterprise. They've just built this. It's
But,
fantastic. It's
but,
futuristic. It's ahead of the time. It's the
but
best in the fleet.
this is a spaceship that's docking with a major
Yeah,
space
exactly.
station in space.
It's just in the motion picture. It's beautiful. But then when I see 2001, I just think, oh my giddy aunt. That's what I think. Bring on the TARDIS. Let's have something proper. Not this blooming. Oh crikey! It's a nightmare.
Anyway,
it's like
it's
Tron.
one of those. It's one of those things where you know I see both sides of the coin, but in my opinion,
I know you
you're
love
wrong.
it. It's all right.
You're wrong.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
you
you
know,
can't help it. But
I'm wrong about a lot of things.
Yeah,
So.
but the thing is, I've tried with it. It's not a film that I've given up on totally yet. I do try and watch it, but I just
Do you know what?
Complete it.
2001 was something like my 5th 4K film.
Yeah, I know everybody says, "Oh, it's the one that you should watch on 4K," but
it is absolutely incredible reference disc.
Yeah, but it still can't. It can look beautiful, but if it's still a turd, it's going to still be a turd of a film.
Did you know one of the primeval men in that opening scene is called Rigsby?
And do you know what?
Leonard Rossiter called Rigsby.
I know Rigsby. I'll tell you something. I'll give it its due. That opening scene is fantastic. I do like that. I like that. And then the film drastically goes down after that. The idea is quite good. It's such a good start, and then oh dear. And then we've got Rigsby, you know, and we've got everything, and the music, the Strauss, you know. I used to like Strauss, some of the dancing, and you know, you could see in Vienna and all that. And then you see the way it's done.
Do you know what that scene is so iconic? You know, the Blue Danube, right?
Yeah,
that scene is so iconic that when one of the greatest ever computer games that came out in 1984 was called Elite, right?
Yeah,
came out. The docking sequence has got the Blue Danube music, and it's actually you have to rotate the ship that's on the screen so that you can actually dock with it, because you constantly keep spinning around in space because the space station moves around. It is iconic, and it was even brought into a game. It really is influential, and I totally get you don't like it, but it isn't. I will say this: the influences that are in that film will live on for decades to come.
Yeah,
and the arguments will continue to come along.
Yeah, I'm not actually. It is good because I'm not the only one. I'm not a total minority on this opinion about 2001. I've looked up, and there are people who agree with me.
Yeah. You know, I will turn around though, Ian, and say you can't turn around and say about sequences being too long when you look at Star Trek and you see that opening sequence. Because if you're damning that one, you've got to damn the other one.
Yeah, but I would suggest even the Star Trek one is not as long as the one in 2000.
Oh, it is. It is.
But even if it wasn't, that I love Star Trek so much that I'd be in awe of seeing. You look at the running time of the Blue Danube, and then look at the running time of the Starship. It's called Enterprise on the actual CD. Yeah,
it is longer. The Enterprise queue is longer.
Well, I like it anyhow. The Enterprise,
and then you got to remember what people were saying about that scene, because it's like, so Captain Kirk is in gobsmack looking at this Enterprise going by. Why is he he was in the bloody ship for 5 years, right? What's he gawping at? And Scotty's there. Why is Scotty taking him the long way round?
Because he just
doesn't he know where the bloody port is or something? Right? I mean, he's supposed to. Why is he taking him on a scenic route?
Yeah.
And is he getting paid by the hour? I mean, I've heard all the jokes.
Yeah, I'll be fair to you. I know it's one of your favourite films, and even though we're talking about that, but to me, I'd rather watch that than the.
No, what's one of my favourite films?
Sorry,
which one's one of my favourite films?
The motion picture. You've told me.
Oh yeah,
loads of copies of.
Oh, that is. I thought you were talking about 2001's one.
No, I know you like it, but you wouldn't put it as high.
No, 2001 doesn't even enter my top 10.
Really?
But it is so influential.
Yeah. Okay. this is an interesting point there. So, what do you think holds 2001 back that doesn't make it in your top 10? What is the negative sides of it?
Well, to me, the negative side of it is that it's too convoluted and ambiguous to make it a viable film. Because, and the reason that it was done that way on purpose is because it's part of a set of books.
That's right. Yes. Yeah.
So 2001 should never have been made the way that it was, because there was never going to be a second film when that film was coming out.
Yeah.
And therefore, you've got at the end, the audience is going to go away going, "What have I just watched?"
Yeah, the ending is always talked about, isn't it? You know.
So I can only imagine back in 1968, 69 when it came out.
People thought it was all like a drug reference. Really,
the druggy sequence is obviously the light show that's at the end.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah.
But what I'm trying to say is, there's a room at the end of this, and it looks like some period piece out of a French castle or something.
Yeah.
And but you've got all of the stuff that was before it that I'm in awe of, which is him running around this circular deck and the cameras following behind him. And I like I don't know, let me think. I liked all the moon the landing on the moon and the excavation. I thought that was absolutely brilliant. I love the HAL part, with a computer that's basically sort of like evil in a sort of way, because it's like, no, I'm going to preserve myself. All of this stuff is absolutely fantastic, but at the end, you got a monolith and you know nothing. You enter it and you're what does that all mean?
It's almost like he's saying you've got to say what you think it is. What do you think it is?
Yeah. Insert your own ending here. You might as well have put that up as a cue card at the end of the film and roll the credits.
Yeah, that's what he's done. It's deliberate in many ways.
We used to have a term, right, in computer games, going back to computer games, that certain computer games were not games in themselves. They were demos. They were sort of like, I've got this interesting effect, like a wavy sort of like bluey, blurry, colory thing going on, and I'm going to put a game around it, right? And really, you're just going, oh, that's an interesting effect, and in the hope that you recognize there ain't no game here. You just all you've got is this weird parallax special effect that's going on in the background. And that film comes across like, I've got this sort of like thing for you to watch that you might as well clip together into a sequence, but you could actually clip it together in a different sequence and you still wouldn't know what the hell's going on. You could put the docking of the spaceship at the end and you'd have still gone, I don't know what I'm watching. Right? Because that was the interesting thing about that film, because I can't go back to that year, because I was either just born or I wouldn't have been old enough to understand. And so therefore I can't gather what the films were that year or the years previous to say what made that film a standout. But I know what stands out for me, and that is all of the model work. I just can't get over the fact how beautiful it looks. How beautiful it looks. The excavation, like I told you, the excavation on the moon, the space station that you turn around and go, oh, how boring, Strauss. Brian, the actual special effects are just absolutely incredible.
Do you know what
it's almost like watching an eagle take off in space 1999. You know what I mean?
I think for a film that is searching for humanity and God, it's actually a cold film. It's a very cold film.
It is. It's clinical. It's not cold. It's clinical. It's clinical. But then isn't everything that we've seen, even from NASA, clinical?
But, well, I don't know. You could argue that there's a human side, whether it's President Nixon on a phone frigging to the moon. You see, when you see
hang on a minute. Isn't there a phone call by Daddy? I'm not going to be able to make the party. Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm going to miss your birthday party, my love. Mummy will get you a present, and I'll be back soon. That's a present. That's a phone call
Yeah, I suppose you could say that. Yeah, but it feels like it. Maybe inside where
But to me, I'll tell you what. I'll tell you what. The whole sequence and I know what you're talking about. The whole sequence is so clear. It's almost like watching a British Airways flight with the stewardess, right? There's nobody on this bloody ship other than two people. She's picking up a ballpoint pen, right? Delivering drinks. And it looks like an advert for British Airways. Right? She's walking along with a gravity boots, walking along this aisleway. He's the only one there with his laptop on, right? Writing a report. The ballpoint pens floating about because they're in zero gravity space. And she's there going, "Can I get you another drink, sir?" "Oh, all right. Yeah. Off. How clinical did it look? Because I tell you what, Ridley Scott couldn't have done a better British Airways advert. Because it does look clinical. Are you telling me that space travel is so cheap these days that you only need one person on it to fly up to this big space station?
But you see, compare it with my film and your film, I think, of the year. Compare it with Operation Hail Mary. Totally. Operation Hail Mary has everything in it. It's a beautiful film.
But there is something. I have to turn around and say, Ian, there's 57 years between the two films.
Yeah, but the heart of the film.
That's like turning around and saying to a person in the 70s looking at a Laurel and Hardy film from 1933 and saying about this, you know what I mean? There's 57 years in this, Ian. I mean,
there is, but you could also, I bet, you could probably dig films out of that era.
Well, I will watch Planet of the Apes over 2001 every day of the week.
Yeah, exactly. You've just mentioned Planet of the Apes, and in fact, dare I say, a lot of the Planet of the Apes films I'd rather watch than 2001. Yeah. I would rather watch the whole set.
I just will never get over the fact that it was a daring film to make, and it worked in the most part.
Yeah, I just think that
it's a daring film, a film that would never get off the ground now.
Yeah, I think that its problem is in many ways that the critics went so overboard about it. You kind of think, it's too much. It's too much when they've gone overboard about it.
Didn't he turn around and say the same thing, and that's why he did A Clockwork Orange?
Yes.
And I'm not going to make another film like 2000. I'll make this low budget thing because, to be quite honest, it'll be such a surprise because people will now be expecting me to make a piece of art movie like 2001. Yeah. So I'm going to make something now so low grade, so off the wall that's in the opposite direction.
And look how much now everybody rates. Look how Clockwork Orange is rated.
Yeah,
I mean that is highly rated.
You just got to look at it, and it's almost like he said, "I'm going to destroy my career," and everything that he actually brought out, everybody raved about, and loved it. It's like, well, I can't do no wrong. I tried to do a piece of shit, and it worked.
Yeah.
What can I do about my career now?
You just have to carry on making films. That's all you can do.
And then Eyes Wide Shut comes out.
Yeah.
And you love that film.
I absolutely adore it.
And yet, how many people slagged that off?
Oh, I know loads of people slag it off. But I think that's getting more of a reassessment. People are looking at it a bit more now and appreciating it, I think.
No, I think we ought to move on, and I think we ought to reassess 2001 and Tron.
Tron, there's no way I cannot. I just can't. It's too unbearable. It's like 2001.
That was supposed to be the last word. You weren't supposed to open your gob, young man.
Anyhow, there we are. And then they're having a good laugh there. Yeah. And then, why have I just imagined Ariel shouting, "Fight!" Oh yeah, that's the argument with Jamie, isn't it? Yeah. Oh, good old Ariel. Yeah. Skyfall is the Craig one. I did enjoy. Tony says, yeah.
Yeah,
And then
I enjoyed Skyfall.
Jamie's they're having a laugh about that fight. And then Si says the Crystal Skulls is Spielberg's worst film. Oh, is that
I
the
wouldn't.
Indiana
I would
Jones?
say that. I would say that's not true. But there you go.
But people say that is it the Dial of Destiny is considered even worse than that
Even
one.
worse than that. Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's just that to me, the reason that those last two films are considered weak is because you just can't believe Harrison Ford would be doing the things that he does in those films.
Yeah, yeah. And the CGI people complained a lot about as well. It just didn't work.
I've looked at the CGI and those ants and all of that sort of stuff. I think that they look all right. It's actually, I can't believe Harrison Ford could do the things that he was doing.
Yeah.
It's just, I'm sorry, but he was running along the top of this warehouse, running along like he's a 30-year-old. And I know for the fact he's like 78 or something. It'd be like me watching you, Ian. Honestly, it'd be like me watching you.
Yeah, it would.
Run along the top of the lights, the lights that are hanging up in an Amazon warehouse at your age.
Yeah, exactly. I know exactly what you mean.
I'm sorry, but that
you can't do it. The body just doesn't, does it? No. And Tony says, at least we can laugh about different opinions here. Some would huff and puff and go, apoplectic.
Apoplectic, yeah.
Yeah, it's true. We all have different opinions, but we can laugh at it and have a good laugh.
We don't fall out of it and say, well, you're my enemy now.
Yeah.
How dare you say that about my film? Like I directed it or something.
Yeah. We're not precious, you know. We understand everybody has a different take on things, you know.
I've got some serious shit in my collection.
Yeah. Well,
I almost had Snow White in my collection. Almost.
Well, yeah, we know the Snow White story, that Steelbook.
That's got to be one of the funniest moments in this bloody 100 now. Many is it?
112.
It's got to be one of the funniest episodes.
Yeah.
You bought what?
Yeah, you ordered it, didn't you? So
I did.
What were you doing?
And I put my hands up and go, I don't know what I was doing. I must have been pissed.
Yeah, you must have been.
It must have been 2 o'clock in the morning, and I just said, bye.
Oh, perhaps you thought it was the original one.
I don't know what.
Yeah, you might have done.
I'm still trying to work it out.
Yeah.
All I know is it's going to be remembered till I die, I think.
And then here we are. Jamie says, I haven't seen 1940.
It's the Fabelmans.
The Fabelmans is quite good. Not top tier Spielberg, though.
And those are the two films, aren't I? That I recognise that people say are bad films of Spielberg is 1941 and the Fabelmans. I
just didn't fancy the Fabelmans. It's not an appealing film. It just didn't appeal to me. And then they would get the pitchforks out. We got to get these. Yeah,
with Frankenstein.
The locals. Saw 19. This is Tony says Saw 1941 on TV was watchable.
I just stick to the comments that I listened to, which was Spielberg shouldn't do comedy.
Yeah, that's what people have said. Yeah, and then James says I enjoy Crystal Skull more and more every time I watch it. You see, apart from the terrible swinging through the jungle with monkeys.
Oh Christ!
Bad. There you are. That's we all see different things.
He actually catches up with all of the trucks and vehicles going along that bloody jungle thing, and he's swinging through the jungle with all these monkeys following him. And I'm just going, I must admit, there's a lot of like weird.
Yeah, I get it. And then, but do you enjoy Manimal Delve?
Don't you start, Tony? Jesus Christ. You know, all I need now is somebody to think that I haven't got that and bloody send it to me as a birthday present or something.
Yeah,
a Christmas present. I've got it, believe me.
Let's see. Oh, this is one for you. Favorite child actor performance, Jamie says. You want to start on that one?
Oh, no, give me a moment to think. You'll have to come out with because I've got to think for a minute.
I'm going to say Drew Barrymore in not E.T.
Right.
No, she's good. Firestarter. She's brilliant in Firestarter. Now that is a film I've got, and I nobody talks about Firestarter. It's a Stephen King film. It is really good. It's a great premise, and she's really good in that. She's excellent. So that's one I'm going to say Drew Barrymore in that. Any more? No, I'll just say that one because we'll be here till for a long time.
Yeah, because I was thinking of a I'll tell you what. Oh, Christ. Kirsten Dunst, Interview with a Vampire. Interview with a Vampire.
Brilliant. Well done. There we are. So we've answered you there.
And I was actually thinking of something like what's her name from the Addams Family?
Oh, yeah. Oh, I know what you mean. Oh,
she's been in Casper, and she's been in. She was everywhere, weren't she? She was in Mermaid. She was in Mermaids, weren't she? She was in.
Oh, I've forgotten her name.
Anyway, you could even have Macaulay Culkin, couldn't you? I mean,
yeah, you could do. Right. Oliver Reed should have been nominated for Condom. We're still everywhere. There we are.
Imagine Oliver Reed.
He's brilliant.
He'd be pissed up, wouldn't he? He'd be pissed up.
He'd be perfect
pissed up superhero.
Jamie, best child performances for me are here we are. Elijah Wood and Macaulay Culkin in The Good Son, or the actors in Let the Right One In.
I did say Macaulay Culkin at the end, didn't I?
Did. So. Yeah. Elijah Wood, I forgot about Elijah Wood, yeah. And then Tony says, child actor, really enjoyed Dominic Gard as Leo, the title character in Lucy's The Go-Between, played by Michael Redgrave as an adult.
Wow.
Oh, brilliant. I love that film. Brilliant film.
And it's typical, right? Tony York's Bloody Corner, right? He comes up with a obscure one while we're coming out with all the ones that everybody bloody knows, like Macaulay. I'm going to choose Dominic Gard. Ooh, right? As Leo, he's in this film, The Go-Between.
Julie Christie. Oh, you've got to.
I love Tony. I'll have to Google that at the end just to find out what the bloody how you Googled it. There's no way you came out with it. There's no way that came out of your brain.
Yeah. I look. Anyhow, let's have a look. James says, anyone excited about the Hunt for Gollum film? Anya Taylor-Joy, I like her. Yeah, looks amazing as an elf. Yeah, she does. She does look good. But I don't know anything about that. The Hunt, is that the Hunt for Gollum? Is this another Lord of the Rings film? Before that,
I know of this because there's the only reason I know about it is because this surprised me was that there's a big game studio that's basically doing the game of the film.
Oh, right.
And I went, oh, right. So there's this, and apparently the story is really, really weird. It's like Gollum had a child or something, and weird story.
Oh.
And I just went, sounds bonkers.
Yeah.
I don't know where they've got the license for it. It doesn't sound like anything Tolkien would. No. But if you've got a license that turns around and says it's okay to do so, characters out of a book that is not actually done by Tolkien, then hey, fair enough.
But Anya Taylor-Joy is a very good actress. She really is. She's excellent. And then San Tony, not seen either of those. I've seen Let the Right One In, though, which is excellent. Yes, it is. Good film. And then, Tony says, The Go-Between also stars there. I said it. Julie Christie, of course, and Alan Bates, yeah. set at the turn of the 20th century Boer War area. I think Ian did a review of it a long time ago. I did, yeah. It's
You know, a long time ago
wonderful.
in Ian's terminology is last week.
Yeah, it probably is.
Right. Because by
But
the
yeah,
time he's explained the story, he could have watched the
you're
film.
always...
He reads out the synopsis of the film, and by the time that the synopsis he's read out, the actual film's an hour and a half, right?
Actually,
It's taken him 2 hours to read the synopsis out.
I should cheat
left
like
and done a review.
Do. It's just they get the thing, don't they? They get it, and then they'll say, "Oh yeah, it's so and so, stars in so and so, and this is blah 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 blah." There you are. It'd be all over in about a few minutes, wouldn't it? I suppose you'd prefer that.
Ian's the only person I know that takes 3 hours to read the back of a box. Right.
And then I'll put it on my watch list. Oh, brilliant! If you mean the Go-Between, put it on your watch list. You've never seen the Go-Between? Wow, beautiful film. It's absolutely beautiful. Yeah, Studio Vintage Classics, Jamie. Honestly, I love it. I love it. But maybe not. It might not be your cup of tea, but it's a beautiful film. And then speaking of vintage classics, I saw Billy Liar is due out in August on 4K. Tony says, yeah, I got the Blu-ray of it. I bought, but yeah, 4K, brilliant. And then Muckman says, anyone on here have a letterbox account? No, I'm sorry, I'm not really.
I don't do. I must admit, I don't do much film reviews that's in text format. I know. We obviously, Ian, both of us know people that have got letterboxed accounts. I mean,
yeah.
Just Joshing, who used to be Through the Lens, had a letterbox account. So does Pete.
I
and
know
a few
people
others,
use it as films that they've watched, which is probably a good idea, but I never get round to that. So they can go and have a look in their letterbox account and say, "Oh, I have watched that," or what have you. So I suppose, and they could give it a rating of whatever stars.
Yeah.
But
like I said, it's one way of keeping a diary of what you've watched.
Yeah, it probably is a good idea. But I've gone so far along the road that I probably can't be bothered, to be honest, now doing that. But
by the time I've got all the films in, I've then got to rate them by 5 stars, and I'll be going.
Oh yeah, you've got all that. So and that changes, doesn't it? Because sometimes you think a film isn't that good, and then you watch it again and think, "Oh, actually, this is a better film than I thought," or it works other way.
I'll tell you where Letterboxd works well. If you were 10 years old, say, and you've been blown away by going to the cinema, right? And you come out going, I really want to tell the world, about the cinema and that the silver screen has been opened up for me, and I've almost walked into The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe, right? And all these kids now, they've all got tablets and phones and all that sort of stuff. So this boy or girl opens up a Letterboxd account and says, I'm putting in my first film that I've ever watched. And then from then on, every film that person's ever watched started to do it. Great. But it's no good for me that's got 4,000 films. I upload all my 4,000 films into Letterboxd, and then I've got to rate them.
Yeah.
I'll be going, I can't give that 5 because I gave the other one up there 5.
Oh, yeah.
That must be 4.5. And that one, if you do it in the order that you actually watched it, and then you go back and say, did I really give that film 5?
Yeah.
Shit. I must have been only 10. Yeah, I can understand probably, that works. But if you're trying to backdate everything, you can't.
Yeah. I totally agree. That's why I don't do it. There's just no point. Absolutely no point.
So Letterboxd, it's really for me, for people that are brand new, and they really want to keep a diary of what they've watched, and then be able to look back in 10 years.
I mean, there are reviews. Sometimes you can go and have a look at what people think of a film and give a decent review, which is quite good. Because sometimes you like to see more personal reviews rather than sort of more professional kind of ones.
Yeah, but the trouble is, I've looked at what some people have put on Letterboxd, and I'm just going, are you trying to be Barry Norman?
Yeah, no, you're not going to be.
I've spoken to people, and
Yeah.
you don't sound like that when you were talking to me,
Yeah.
and yet you've written it like
Yeah.
this is definitely not one of his orchard vision of this film is like, and I'm going, you've never used that word in your life.
And have you noticed now on YouTube, people are doing these? Obviously, they're AI commentaries because there's no way people talk like that. Some of these,
I just look at certain reviews as almost like an audition for the BBC to be on the next film 2026 or something, right?
I just think it's bullshit when you've got people speaking in a certain language the way they say it. You're thinking, but people don't speak like that. Even posh reviewers.
Yeah.
So it is AI stuff, they've obviously put that in. They said, oh, I suppose you'll get people saying like, give me a review of Disclosure Day. And they'll be going all about Spielberg in a poetic way almost. And thinking, people don't talk like that.
Yeah.
People don't say that. You can tell there's too many like that, because I often look at music ones and I'm going, this is bullshit. The way this is written, absolute bullshit they're using. It's almost like you can tell they've actually not even listened to the music. It's just that's the danger. And then we got Sai saying nope. Oh, I bought Waterloo. I love Waterloo. What a film. The World According to God and Straight Time yesterday should all be good watches. Waterloo, what a film. I love it. It's one of my films with Cromwell, I rate, from the same year, 1970. It's just fantastic film. The battle scenes are wonderful. Yeah. Great. I've got a special edition of it as well. And then Tony says, no, very occasionally look at reviews on it. Yeah, exactly. You can get drawn into some of that stuff. It's wasting your time, yeah. But then others, that's a shame, Sam. You should get on Letterboxd and do short reviews of the films you see. Yeah, but I think some of it's time, I wouldn't want to spend my time doing it, It's enough doing it for the channel, putting all the work into the channel. But and I'm not very good at reviews. I don't think I'm very good. I can just talk a good game, but not really when in written way, I don't think. I love The World According to Garp.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah. And then, Waterloo is so spectacular. It is, totally agree. No AI or CGI. I think they did the Soviet Army for the battle.
Remember when I bought that?
Yeah,
Waterloo.
I've got it. I've loved it. I went to see it at the cinema when it came out. Fell in love with it. My mum and dad weren't so pleased with it. They thought it was a bit much, but I loved it. I just sat there, and then Cromwell and that. What a year! Brilliant. Absolutely love it. And then I love the lines. What does the TS mean? Terribly sexy. Is that World According to Garp?
Yeah. What does the TS mean?
Yeah. Dial of Destiny was directed by James Mangold. Right. Thank you.
I thought he put Marigold then. I thought, well, rubber gloves is probably the best way to explain it.
I thought what went into my head. Shows you how much went on to. Dell was sucked in by the Snow White steelbook package.
Honestly, I reckon it was 2 a.m. in the morning and I was just tired.
Yeah. And then Si says, on Delboy's gravestone, we'll say, not sure if you know, but he bought the remake.
The remake, yeah.
Yes. So there you are.
Honestly, I'll probably have a comedy sort of like gravestone, like the one that no, I reckon my gravestone is going to say buffering.
All right. Yeah.
Right, that's a computer term, right? Because one of them didn't Spike Milligan turn around and say, "I told you I was ill." Wasn't that going to be on his gravestone as a comment? See, I told you I was well.
I think I'll put. Let's say I could put. I'm dead. It's reet grand.
Yeah, something like that. Mine will say salute or something like that.
Yeah. I'll say the. I'm dead. I'll say the.
Or Excelsior.
Yeah.
But, you know.
I'm still dead. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then, oh yeah, Christina.
Mine might say something like, "Apparently, I live here now."
Yeah, that's a good one. Yeah. Oh dear.
Who's paying my council tax?
Yeah. Oh dear. Some good ones there. Joe says his gravestone will be a huge steelbook of
Condor Man.
Yeah. Yes. And then David,
Spider-Man. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I think Tatum O'Neal won an Oscar when she was a child. Is it Paper Moon? Somebody showed that recently. I've seen that. Hasn't been a release of Paper Moon.
I mean, Jodie Foster got close to an Oscar, didn't she?
For what's that for? Is it? Did she get in Taxi Driver?
Yeah.
Did she get an Oscar in that?
But she got into Taxi Driver because of Bugsy Malone, wasn't it?
Oh God, I can't stand Bugsy Malone. Oh, I know it's a kid film, and it just I don't like it. That I haven't seen that Paper Moon, but a lot of people recommend that one.
Oh, I've seen Paper Moon on TV on BBC Two a couple of times.
Yeah. And then
I kept thinking I was watching something like Bonnie and Clyde, but it's actually a kid going around in an old 1941 Ford.
Yeah, that's
Ford,
right. Yeah,
Ford TT, or
it's in that era, sort of the Depression era, isn't it?
Yeah, like Prohibition and that.
Yeah. David Bradley in Kes is a great child actor performance. I can't argue with you. I really can't. It is a great performance. What happened to him? Did he go into?
Well, that was the thing, you see, because I could have mentioned Kes, right? Because I like Kes.
Yeah.
But I was trying to think of actors that have had a career as an adult actor.
And he didn't, I presume. Then,
I can't think of anything that David Bradley did after Kes, or if it was, it could have been for a couple of years, and then they didn't. Then they went off. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
it's like that with me. I mean, there's probably people in Stand By Me that you know, as child actors, that
he might not have wanted to be an actor. After that, he may have just done the film and thought.
Yeah, many people quote the Goonies, and you've got that fat lad, haven't you? There's the Jenny walk or Jenny dance or whatever it is. Didn't do any more acting after that.
Yeah.
There's so many that have done great, probably first performances. But like I said, I was trying to think of people that had also done it as an adult actor.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's why I thought of Drew Barrymore straight away. Yeah, straight away.
Although she doesn't act much anymore, does she?
No, she not for probably quite a few years actually. But yeah, she did go into adult acting.
She did 50 First Dates and a few other comedy things, and then I can't remember what she did after that.
I always just remember because Firestarter, it's just such a good film. I really love it. And then she did for Paper Moon, David. That's the award thing. Tony, good one, Jamie. I'd completely forgotten about that. Amazing.
I just remember she had a potty mouth in Paper Moon. She had a bit of a potty mouth.
Here's another one. Ricky Schroeder in The Champ. I don't know.
Possibly.
I've not seen that film. And then, David says, that's it, Jamie. I think her dad was in it too. Yeah. Ricky Schroeder in The Champ. Yeah. Oh, David Bradley, Tony says, stars along Dominic Gard in Absolution with Richard Burton, which I loved that film, and I'd forgotten about that. I didn't know. I'm glad you've mentioned that. It's Absolution is a great film. Why did that repeat itself? I don't know. I
But we
rewatched
better
Kes
start. We
the
better
other
start
day.
getting crack-a-lacking again, haven't we?
Yeah. And oh yeah, this is we know that I love Brian Glover. Brian Glover is hilarious in Kes. He's
He
great.
is.
Brian
I
Glover.
like Brian Glover and
Yeah,
Kes.
fantastic Yorkshireman. Um, I've never seen Kes. It's on your
Bloody
side.
hell!
Wow, you need to watch it. You need to watch.
Do you know what?
Kes.
Kes was everywhere for me for one point because I could even go to my local college and they'd have a showing of Kes at the
Yeah.
local student.
Oh, we did the book at school, so it was like you had
could
to
even watch it. You could even watch it in the library at school.
Yeah, yeah. Brilliant. Yeah, but it's funny. If they do a big screening of it, you should go and see it. You should.
Oh, for definite.
Like it, yeah. Please forgive me for my sins. I was like, oh well, we do. Yeah, and they're laughing.
No, you're not forgiven.
Yeah,
Piss
and then
off.
so says, I know. Yeah, of course. Colin Welland as a teacher is good too. He is, yeah. If I remember correctly, the boy's mother is played by Lynn Perry, who went on to be in Coronation Street. Oh, right. I don't know that. And then I was waiting for my copy of The Thing expanded Blu-ray. It's a 5-hour documentary, and I should have my name in the credits. And it was like a Kickstart funded kind of.
Didn't you see all the big advertisement? There's a guy who used to run Empire magazine, or he does reviews. He's on Sky. He's well known. Yeah. And he set up a company, and in this company, he's tried to do the most comprehensive documentaries of the films that he really loves. The Thing is one, an Alien is another.
Right.
And because it's like a Kickstarter, you can actually have your name in the credits roll up at the end, right? If you fund it to a certain level.
Yeah, I get it. Yeah.
But it came out at a time, I mean, it really was expensive. It's like 60, 80 quid or something, right? For you to get through this. And it just happened at a time where I just couldn't do it because I'd have bought the Thing. I mean, I've got how many copies of the Thing have I bought? Yeah. I mean, they changed one speckle or something on the front cover of the last Thing, and I've bought it. You know what I mean? Honestly, it's a totally new cover. Is it buggery? It's exactly like the last one. Only it's red, not blue this time. Or something, right? And I've bought it. So I would have bought it. I would have been involved with that one, but I just couldn't afford it.
No,
it was amazing that I could do the Jerry Goldsmith one.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, I'm still waiting.
Yeah.
But, apparently, it's been proofread now, and apparently it's gone to printing or something.
Oh, that's good. David said, "I wish Little House on the Prairie would get a Blu-ray release. I miss Michael Landon shows. Would always tell a good story."
Which, by the way. If you look a little bit later on, Ian, I've answered that. Apparently, Little House on the Prairie is on Blu-ray.
Oh, right. Oh, right.
I thought that's weird. I'm pretty sure that's on Blu-ray, and then I checked, and it is.
But it's expensive.
You can get it as individual seasons, or you can buy it as a box set.
Oh, so if you can get individual seasons, that
I think the box set. I must admit, the box set is like 103 quid or something.
So. Actually, that's not bad, is it?
Well, it is. It's not bad when you consider it's 8 or 9 seasons.
Yeah,
26 episodes per season, and it's Blu-ray.
I'd say that's pretty good, actually. Yeah. Oh, right. James says, Tony, yes, Lynn Perry is mum in Kes. And then Si says, Jamie, I've got a digital copy of The Thing expanded. I've not watched it yet.
Yeah, because the other thing you could do is you could get a digital copy. You could get it as physical media and all that sort of stuff.
That would be a big release, David. Didn't it have hundreds of episodes? Oh yeah, the Little House on the Prairie. Yeah, I'm sure it did. I'm not sure, Tony, but never a poor episode. David said, "Yeah,
Yeah, and Little House on the Prairie even had Jonathan Frakes
wow,
in the first season.
yeah." With the mention of Little House, I says, "Has anyone seen the new series? Is there a new
Yeah,
series?"
they've redone it, but I haven't seen it.
No. And then James says, "Nice. I'm supposed to have access to a digital copy, but I couldn't find out how to download it." Oh,
apparently, if this is how it works, because I've done a number of these Kickstarter things. When you do a Kickstarter, they're supposed to send you a link. It takes you to a Google Drive type thing, and that's when you can download it. So all you need to do really is probably just look at one of your emails that says we've now reached this goal and you can now download your digital version.
Yeah. Oh, wow. This is you said, just check. Little House is on Blu-ray in a box set and a series, according to Google anyway. And then David says, I grew up with Michael Landon, Bonanza, of course. Yeah, Little House. And Highway to Heaven, of course. Yeah, the Highway to Heaven. Yeah,
that used to be on every Sunday at 6 o'clock.
He must have done stacks of TV. All them episodes over all those years on TV.
Well, I just know for years and years and years, and this is the bad thing, right? In the later part of Michael Landon's life, they tried to look for any piece of dirt to besmirch his career, because Little House on the Prairie is very much a family orientated thing.
Right,
Highway to Heaven is holier than thou. Blah 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 blah. So they tried to make it out, tried to find anything. And I think that this is where I fall out with how media works in regard to rating and reviewing and all of this sort of stuff. It's like, why try to destroy a 50-year career or something?
Yeah,
because all the person did was kiddies shows or whatever.
Yeah, and they've given a lot, they've a lot of entertainment and enjoyment to people. And
he died. He died. It was a sad end to his career. Pretty sure was it cancer that got Michael Landon in the end.
Yeah, I think
there you are trying to, why?
Yeah. Somebody who's given us such a lot of pleasure to people in what he's done, we shouldn't belittle that.
Never understood it.
And also, people seem to expect. Nowadays, this is what social media is a problem in some ways. Everybody expects the worst, like everybody's hiding something or something's going on. We've become like that. That's the culture we've sort of grown up in now. It's almost like people want it and expect to have it. Bad things. Highway to Heaven, whose mum used to cry every Sunday evening watching it. Yeah, it's one of those,
It was a Sunday 6 o'clock thing.
Yeah, my mum loved Michael Landon. That's great. That's Jamie. Yeah, I like it. So did my mum. Yes, yeah. Ian, you must buy Paper Moon. It's absolutely wonderful. Yeah, I'm sure it is. I've heard a lot about it. And then Tony says David Bradley is still around. Oh, saw an interview with him not too long ago. But don't think he acts now. No. He probably retired. River Phoenix, of course, is Stand By Me. It's such a mature performance for a young actor. Yeah. It's always sad when you think of River Phoenix. And then James says David Bradley can't watch the last 15 minutes of Kes. He thinks it's too traumatizing. Wow. Well, and then James says, I met the guy who was responsible for the thing expanded. Here we are at the HorrorCon the other week. Nice guy. Yeah, I saw that on your video, actually.
Yeah.
And then James says, gonna start the ball rolling. Good night, all. Have a nice Friday and weekend. And don't forget, I have a video dropping tomorrow. Cue the delboy rant.
Not at all.
Anyway.
I'm looking forward to how great the high quality editing is going to be in your new video. So it bloody better be good now, hasn't it? Now that you've told us 3 times that it's coming out.
And then
have a great night, Jamie, and I'm looking forward to tomorrow to see that.
Thanks for joining us.
Thank you,
then
Jamie.
Tony says, "I'm not listening." Right? Okay. Nope. Don't. And then Si says, "Nighty night, guys. Great movie chat as always."
Can I just say something? You may have noticed that Rocket Bun is not in tonight. Now he sent me a private message just to say to you, just to tell me what's going on, and I just want to say, there's things that go on in people's lives at the moment, and he will be back, but there's something that's happened in his life that's pretty traumatic. He's going to miss us all, but he will be back, and I'm pretty sure that everybody in here can't wait for him to return. He's a very nice character, and he's wonderful. We love to see every week.
He's a really nice bloke. Really nice. He is. I have full of respect for him. He's a really.
Now he did tell me to pass the spanner on to Tony Yorks, and I said over my dead body. So that ain't happening.
Oh dear. And then so Si says, "Nighty night, guys. Great movie chat as always. Cheers, Ian and Delboy, for tonight's entertainment, and the obligatory shout out to Mrs. Dell."
Yeah,
brilliant.
Thank you so much, and I passed that on.
And Tony says, "Good night, everyone. Thank you, Tony, as always." Thank you. And then Si says, "Shout out to Rocket Bunny." Oh, that's good. Yeah. And Tony says, "Best wishes to Rocket." Oh, that's nice. Thank you, everybody.
A nicer guy, and I tell you what, things happen in our lives, and he will explain in his own way. I'm just letting you know he's not avoiding us.
Yeah,
something, and it's very private, and it's up to him to explain it. He's a good enough friend to tell me what's going on. You know what I mean? So I'm not going to betray that, but I wanted to say it at the end because I didn't want you guys to think, "Where the bloody hell's he gone?"
Thank you, Danielle, for doing that. That's really good. That at least we know now. That's good. So I'd just like to thank everybody who's contributed. Made comments and just watching.
Yeah, except Muckman, who said Muckman is just a blatant advertiser for us.
And then James says, "Hope everything works out for Rocky. Ronnie, best wishes." Thank you, Jamie, for that. Best wishes for Rocky.
No, best. Thanks very much.
And David says, "Night, everyone. Thank you. Great chat. Have a good weekend." Thank you, David, as always, for joining us. Thank you so much. That's it. As I say, we got to the end, and thank you everyone that's contributed as always. I really enjoy it. We always do. And next week we will be back on Wednesday, but probably the week after it'll be back, I think, to Thursday, especially if England keep playing.
Yeah, if England progress.
Yeah, which I think they will. But anyhow, so we'll all say our farewells as normal. Thank you, everyone.
Oh yeah. So I really got to have the paper and go like this. It says goodbye from me.
And it's goodbye from him.
Good night.
Bye.
But as anybody knows, salute from me in the famous Frankie Howard expression. Over to Ian.
And all I've got to say is, I'll see thee again. Bye, everyone.
Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.